All right. 6 thumbs up, 13 people. I'm going to start out with mic check. So let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. And then also, which I just heard me. So see if Miss Maintenance can be heard.
Hello.
All right. It's been raining off and on, so we might end up getting some rain noise. What's up, White the Pilot? What's up, Clint Gold? Still reversed. That was going to be my next question. So I contacted YouTube. I emailed back and forth with customer service, asking them if there's a setting or anything like that that I could pick, because it's only through the YouTube app. So on YouTube Lives, I have to go through the YouTube app to do live streams. And so I can go record something with my phone, and with my phone settings, it flips it around. So if I record a short and I'm looking at it backwards, whenever I actually go back and watch the footage, it's the correct way. So like my phone is doing it right. YouTube through the app is whatever. So, but customer service at YouTube says it's always been that way. Like, so there's nothing to be fixed about it. It's been showing the reverse the whole entire time is what they said. But I said, well, that's pretty weird because I got like 40 something videos out there where it actually was reversing it. So, but they said there's nothing they can do about it. So because of that, I'm going to swap the screen around because I need to show you guys the comments. And if I show them to you like this, it's going to be reversed. So I'll have to walk around the camera every time to show you the comments. So this isn't going to be quite as easy, but we'll still make it work. So I'm going to get this swapped around.
What are you doing with us?
So now it will be right now, but again, I'm going to have to come around every time and I'll hold the question up like this or the comment up like that. So probably lay it down just a little bit more. So I think I got like 16 or 17 comments. Miss Maintenance hasn't seen these yet. I'm assuming I'm on the camera right now. And because of this too, I'm going to have to spend more time reading the comments on this. Like I won't even be able to see the ones that are popping up. So I hope that they end up actually realizing that they need to fix it and fix it later.
Stephen Ott said, "Wife looks angry." I'm not angry. I haven't seen the comments yet. Maybe after I see the troll comments, I'll be angry at some of them. But I'm not angry.
Some of these aren't that bad, and some of them I'm not even going to consider a troll comment. They were just a comment that I was going to address in some form or fashion. The last time we did this, I had been saving comments for like first couple years, so yeah. This has just been
these have come quicker now.
Yeah,
that's what happens. It's the price of fame. You put yourself out there, you get more trolls. You got 25,000 subscribers and a few haters.
So I'm going to basically just bring up the comments on the iPad. I'll come around, I'll stick it up there, I'll read it, and then we'll talk about them. And if there's a couple of them that are kind of the same, because I kind of put them in order to where some of them are kind of a comment in the same, idea as far as what the same comment was about. So I'll probably read like both of those or whatever. This one was during the Klein Connect stuff was just coming out, and I was making videos like crazy. And I even remember on this comment in particular, it was either Brian Hall, it could have been Abraham Perez. I'm not real sure which one it was, but under the comment, he said, this one's probably going to be in the next troll video. So this was on the new Klein Connect starter kit, best value set so far. Brian Reinhardt 4050 said, third item you review that's not available anywhere. This crap plus the constant guess the trade is making your channel harder and harder to follow. That's what he said. I don't know if I put my answer in here or not. Oh, yeah, I did. So here was my answer to it. But again, we're going to talk about it. It said they are available in store, as I mentioned. So like during that video, I pretty much said it 15 times in every video. I had to go to the physical store to buy this tool. It's not available online. You can't buy it, yada, yada, yada. But I said, even if they weren't available, some people like seeing tools before they come out, question mark. I can't help that Lowe's website and app aren't good. I don't work for them. You also have the amazing ability to not click on any of the guess the trade videos once a week and they won't play. Some people like them, some don't. Some like Klein, some don't. Some like DeWalt, some don't. No one forces you to follow my channel, was my answer to him on that. But I don't know if you got anything you want to say about that one. It's not really
I
about
thought
you.
we talked about that one
No,
because
that
I
was-
thought we had a comment about the guess the trades, and they were
Well,
like, "I don't like them."
That was right after the troll. This one was almost like within a few days of having the last troll video, because like I said, somebody, I can't remember if it was Abraham Perez or Brian Hall. It might have been both. I don't remember. I remember them commenting specifically under that one and saying, I bet this one makes it in the next troll video.
Well, I mean, there had been 2 or 3 things in that past week or so because they were so new. All the Connect stuff was so new. And he was prefacing all of it with, your store may have it, your store may not even have it, and it's only in store like some of these. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, I'm just
Mike S said sounds like that dude wears tampons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
some people just like to complain.
But
I
even if I had a tool that wasn't available anywhere, like say some company sent me one, which those people don't send me stuff like that. But let's say,
so you could give somebody
there's
a
ton of people out there that are reviewing things that get it way before it even comes out. It's like, I like to watch those videos so I know what's coming. So even if even if it wasn't available to get those things, like, why would you care that you're watching a video of something that you could possibly get in the future so that you don't go buy something else today?
He said is making your channel harder and harder to follow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's what I told him at the end, was nobody forces you to follow my channel.
It sounds like to me he's warning you that you're about to lose a subscriber. Yeah. So
heartbroken.
Yeah.
If you think you can hurt my feelings, I used to hold the flashlight for my dad.
Vegan keyboard warrior, that's his trade.
Let's see. This one was Moose Banner. He said influencers ruin everything. This was on the... I made a short asking about the complete Klein set, asking if anybody knew what it was, because Milo's had the wrong one in the wrong spot, seeing if anybody had it at their store. Again, I don't see myself as an influencer per se, so I asked him, what did I as an influencer, in your opinion, run for you? It's starting to rain. Hopefully y'all can hear me.
Do you have our noise canceling on?
Yeah.
I hope you do, because it just started.
So y'all can let us know what the rain sounds like.
Like out of nowhere, it is pouring, and it's really loud in here right now. So hopefully we've got the setting. Yours is green. Well, is that the noise canceling, the green? Yeah. So hopefully you can hear us okay.
So y'all let us know if that's crazy too loud. But again, I put that comment with the other one because I don't get what I ruined with making a video asking anybody know what this tool is. You know,
yeah, we can hear you just fine. We can hear the rain, but both of you are fine. Mac Bergson said, you don't think you are an influencer. My bank balance would like a word.
Yeah. Well, like I said, though, even if I am, if you want to call me that, what does me making a video asking a question about anybody know what this is yet? How's that run something? I didn't get I didn't understand the premise behind the comment on that one. It didn't make any sense to me.
Well,
this one is one that
I need to, like, you've got a lot of comments.
Yeah, I will.
So we need to stop.
I got a bunch of these too.
We need to stop every so often and read some of these.
I'll read it after this one. This one I probably get once a month or so, somewhere around that. And I can't believe that we're even still talking about this. I can't believe that this
is this a clean tool thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe that this is even a comment that still comes up from time to time. But for freaking sake, the Nipix, it's Nipix. The K is silent.
Oh, okay. You actually did tell me about this one, because here's the thing. First of all, yeah, it took me a second to figure out what FFS means. And I think that's ugly and uncalled for. But here's what's so funny. He was so passionate about it. And you're wrong. it's literally Knipex. Call the manufacturer and ask them, because they even printed up shirts.
They've got a video out.
They printed out shirts, and on the back it says it's pronounced, and they put like the phonetic spelling. So they put like KUH, and then like K, and then they put Knipex. Like you do pronounce the K. So that's what I thought was so funny, is for somebody to be so rude, and then it was like, wow, you look really silly because you're not even right. So. Anyway, yeah. I mean,
Chuck Dog said YouTube brings out some real characters. Did you see what happened to Ray's apartment maintenance?
Yeah,
I feel for we just watched that yesterday.
Yeah, he was saying that somebody like showed up where he worked, and that was kind of weird. And then somebody even like reported him for making videos and all that. It's just, I think that 90% of it, my guess would be that it comes from like jealousy, like somebody else who, don't you think that most of it's people who are jealous because they think that you're getting rich off YouTube? I think that which he's not, but I think that the general consensus is, and that was the influencer guy that said influencers ruin everything. The general consensus with us common folk who aren't on YouTube, because I'm not a YouTube star, he is. But for some of us, when we watch stuff, we think, I don't know that I can trust this person's review because maybe they did get this for free, or maybe this person's a sponsor, or, whatever. It's always kind of in the back of your mind. And I think that that's why the guy like turned Ray's apartment maintenance in probably, and all that was just, it's people who are jealous because they think, well, you're just making money off YouTube and you've got this easy job making videos and making money off the videos, and why don't you get a real job? And then it's like, of course, none of that's true. I mean, for us, it's like he does have a real job. YouTube's not his main source of money. It's not a great source of money. We couldn't live off of it. But I think that's what people think. Yeah. Now, that's just what I think is going on with a lot of the comments and stuff.
Paul Torres says it sounds like a pack of armadillos having a gangbang in a 50-gallon drum at some loud rain. Yeah, that's what I've always told y'all.
It's calmed down just now.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like in here, like if I listened to the last live where it was raining. Like after I went back in, I played it because I was just curious what the noise canceling did, and it was drastic because I couldn't even hardly hear myself talking in here. Like I felt like I was screaming because it's so loud. But that's why I told y'all I can't film out here in the rain currently the way that this is right now. Hopefully sometime this year I'll get the add on and fix
Wyatt
all this.
The pilot said Knipex says it's pronounced Knipex. It's like GIF versus GIF. Okay, don't kill me on this one. I still don't know which one that's supposed to be. Would somebody please, for one final time, tell me if it's GIF or GIF, and I'll try to remember it. But
Matt said thank you for the Knipex comment because people dog me all the time for saying the K. And like I used to call it Knipex.
Yeah. But that was before you knew more about the brand. But now this guy, who's apparently a genius, thinks that he's got it all figured out.
It was actually hard for me to keep in my mind saying Knipex. Yeah. Like whenever I first started, now I've gotten so used to it now, it's not a big deal.
When you saw it, even in your brain, you pronounced it Knipex. And so then when you said it, you would say that. But to me, it's been long enough now that I think it sounds weird. Like just now when I said Knipex, I thought that sounded weird. But who said, Mac Bergson said Germans don't mess around with silent letters. Why put it in if you're not going to pronounce it? Yeah, only the English language does weird things like that, where we just put letters in randomly.
Wyatt said he had to go see you. He might already be gone, but let's see. Clint said, I am an influencer. I'll send you a picture of my Klein drawer. I never had Vera or Vessel or a Knipex drawer. Now I do.
Yeah.
Let's see, Miss Maintenance bringing out people just jealous because Morgan's super successful. Wouldn't want to get on Mrs. Mad side. Yeah, Terry said Knipex has the pronunciation, but that's actually most of the time whenever somebody comments like that, that's the link I send them is that. Because it's like, I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's not for me to argue. It's like, but again, I don't care if you call it Knipex. It doesn't bother me a bit what you call something.
Well, what's so funny though is just that, like I said, it's like he was just fighting for it so passionately, and then it's like, but you're wrong. It's kind of like, in marriage where you're like, oh, I know I'm right and I can't wait to like prove that I'm right on this one.
So the next three all deal with watch me work videos. So I'm gonna go through all three of them because they're all pretty similar. And again, I don't even look at this except for some of them, just the way they word their comment. It's not a real nice way to say it, but I appreciate comments like this to let me know what people feel like, on certain things. There's a couple of them that they word it in a way that's not near as bad as maybe one of them, but they're all pretty similar. So this one was for the watch me work about changing out the ballast. It was Rick Harrison 3606 said, very good. I liked your presentation, but really too much side talk, especially describing your tools. Who wants to see you driving? You could have done this video in 8 minutes instead of 14, but thanks for the info. You have a blessed day. So I put, some people like it, some don't. If I didn't put tool info in there, someone would ask questions about tools. No driving. Someone would say, well, how come you didn't put driving in there this time? I said, you can't please everyone. Most people are unpleasable. Unfortunately, many people, instead of appreciating somebody took hours out of their workday to make a 14-minute video for them, they choose to focus on what they don't like about it. I said, you can't win them all, but I appreciate the feedback. These were all similar. This was on the breaker. Why the drive in the video? And you guys can let me know. I mean, maybe I don't need to put that in there. Need to fill the video length or what? I stopped watching after that. So again, doesn't matter to me. This one was on the ballast video as well. D Griffin 6074. You appear to have knowledge to create some excellent teaching videos, but may I suggest editing out the superfluous segments? Example, the viewer doesn't need to see your trip to or from the work site, nor the segments of you taking the time to remove your tools, go in and out of the doors, etc. Please edit the video so that the viewer sees what they need in order to accomplish the task, along with the appropriate commentary. I expect you will get better at it. By the way, I have relatives who are in the film industry and who know the importance of editing to achieve the viewer's want and need. Thanks and the best of luck to you. So again, I took those as feedback. Two of them. One of them was just kind of, oh, I'm done watching it. But my comment on it would be, and I actually answered the last guy. I said, I've got how-to videos. And in a how-to video, you're not going to see me driving. You're not going to see me get tools out of my truck. You're not going to see me do a lot of different things because it's a how-to video. The purpose of it is I'm trying to teach somebody something, usually a homeowner. I mean, most people that are in our line of work already know how to do whatever those videos are.
What was this? Watch me work instead? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The watch me work, and I think I speak for you, that's supposed to be more like a glimpse into my day. And that's why he includes things like the drive, even because some people might like to even know, and a lot of other handymen do that in their videos when because you kind of get a feel for what their town looks like and that kind of stuff. And then it's and if it's supposed to kind of be here's my day. Well, I mean, part of the day is getting tools out of the truck, loading the tools back in the truck, all that stuff is part of his day. So to me, watch me work, there'd be a big part of his day missing if it's just the actual job, because there's a lot before and after the job and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
And I explained to that last comment, I didn't say my response to him in the thing, but I said, this video is taken in context of my channel as a whole. I'm a tool reviewer. I actually have more videos reviewing tools than I do of anything else. So whenever I'm doing a watch me work video, I'm going to show them, I've got truck loadout. So I'm showing them how I'm using my truck to get my stuff in and out of it. I'm also showing them the tools that I'm using that I've also reviewed so that you can see how I'm using those tools that I've shared with you.
I even said that. I was like, it's nice to me that you do videos that show how you use all these tools that you review. But then on the flip side of that, you have people that'll complain and say, well, all you do is a bunch of tool reviews and very little work. Remember, that kind of comment is, well, all you do is tool reviews. And it seems to me you do very little work. And it's then you do a video where you're working and showing you using specific tools, or even how you store those tools in your truck or whatever, or how you clean them when you get done. And then somebody wants to say, well, I don't need to see all that. And it's I give up. So I don't know. This is why I'm not on YouTube. I wouldn't last very long.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you. But,
I think most of them are funny.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you, but my feelings would be hurt much too quickly if I were a influencer. So
Clint said, or the Vera pronunciation, going back to pronunciation. Yeah, see, I called that Vera forever. And I've started saying Vera, and I've had to train myself to say Vera so that I don't get the comments about that in my videos too.
well, and if you do, I mean, it's like, is it the end of the world? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Way you go. Yeah, vegan said, have a blessed day at the end. Yeah, I actually had another comment, and I don't remember. I must not have screenshot it, and I couldn't remember what video it was in. But I mean, berated me pretty good. And I don't know how I lost it. I can't remember where it is. But at the very end, he said the same thing.
well,
he
now
had that in
that
there
guy.
too. I mean, like I said,
That guy
I
said,
took that as
yeah,
kind of a,
he
like I
wasn't
said,
necessarily being rude. I think the
some of
other
these
one
I
that
wouldn't.
said it
Some
was
of these
being
I
rude.
wouldn't call trolls. I'd just say, you know, they were trying to
maybe a little hard to please.
But he didn't understand. Again, if you only watch that one video of mine about changing a ballast, and that's the only video of mine you watch, you might say to yourself, why is this guy talking about these tools? And why is this guy doing this? But it's like, I've got tool review videos where I show these tools. So it all works together on a channel as a whole. Like you just go watch one video from somebody. It might not make sense to you, but I do that purposely so that people can see me using the tools that I also review.
Oh, well, you can't win them all.
Can't please everybody with your videos. Yeah, that's what I said. And I know that, so it doesn't matter. No, like I said, if I took out the driving, there would be somebody comment and say, I really like the driving in your videos. And like I said, if I didn't talk about the tools in the video, then I'd spend hours answering comments of, hey, what tool was that you took right there at whatever it was. So Jay Maltzby said he likes longer videos. So
well, I just like the change of scenery.
Yeah,
like even
it's kind of like it's a transition to go to something
Yeah.
else, so you're not just looking at something all the time.
Yeah, I kind of like.
Again, I'm not a. I make this comment to people all the time too. It's like, I am a contractor who makes.
Oh, right.
who
You're
make-
not in the film industry
who makes
like
you
this other
who
guy
makes
said
YouTube videos on an iPhone and edits it on an iPhone, like on an iPad or whatever. It's like, I don't have software like crazy. I don't have, I'm not. This is not my expertise right here.
And it's not your
I can go build
job.
a house.
It's not your job.
Better than I can film a video and edit it and do all those kinds of things.
Honestly, I'm blown away by how much you even can do, because like when I am sitting there beside him and he's on the iPad over here and he's, having to like cut pieces of this and you add in music and then like, change the volume in this because maybe this was too loud, and he's doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, I'm still shocked because it's just self-taught, figured out how to do it. And we had literally never done anything like that before. And so I always think that I'm like, he does a really good job for somebody who's not in the film industry. Like the one guy, you should have commented back and said film industry, porn.
Ben Riley said he's got to ask, where y'all from? The twang is strong between you two. I'm from Georgia and I'm jealous. So
hey, somebody else up there said, love both of y'all's country accents. We say all the time, like, I mean, obviously we know that we have it, but we say all the time, we feel like there are people who are a whole lot worse, like that live around here. There are people that like make us look like we're city folk the way they talk. But
yeah, and then Griever said, I feel like if people are going to set aside time to literally watch someone else work, they just want to get to know you as a contractor and someone to learn extra things from. Why complain? And that's kind of what my thought was on the 14-minute video. Could have been 8 minutes. It's like, I mean, yeah, I could probably cut out some stuff and make it shorter or whatever. But it's like, if you don't have 14 minutes, the 14 minutes is sitting there before you click on it. If you don't have 14 minutes to watch something, just don't watch it. It's like,
well, it's a conspiracy theory because the guy said, oh, are you trying to like, buffer the time or whatever? It's like, no, it just ends up being whatever it ends up being.
Upstate Maverick said, I always get a rush of stress when I open the studio app to see what the comments say. Some people just don't get that it's not that serious. Yeah. And that's why I said it. None of these affect me. And matter of fact, it's like, I think they're comical. Like they make me laugh.
I think I guarantee you these same people like probably spend half of their day going around just commenting on everything because it, I guess, makes them feel
Upstate
important.
Maverick has a really good video where he took his icon pliers and stress tested them. So if y'all haven't watched that yet, y'all need to go watch it. I watched it yesterday, I think. Scott S said, I like the driving to see where you're at. And see, I'm that way. That's the only reason why I even put it in my videos, was because, like, if I watch somebody else's video that's a contractor that I'm watching, I like to see the area that they're working in.
Yeah, I like to get a feel for it, like the area and what it looks like. And then even like as they pass by stores, you're like, oh, they've got a Lowe's, or they've got a, you know, or they've got some store that we don't have here, and or something like that. Vegan wants to know, did y'all have dinner yet? Yeah, we did already have dinner.
There's Abraham Perez is in here. I just don't give the trolls the time. There's a lot of times where I just give them a thumbs up on the comment. That's pretty much
I
it.
have told him, which he likes to interact with people, but I've told him any of the ones that are negative or whatever, to me, I wouldn't respond anything. I wouldn't do anything with it, because I think that's probably like what they want the most, is some type of interaction and back and forth. And so I said, what would bother them the most is if you just totally ignored it, but sometimes he can't help himself.
So this comment was on, let's see, I think both of them might have been. No, one of them was on the Vera Zyklop, but this is the same guy. And then one of them was also on a tool haul video. So I'll go through both his comments, but this was on the Vera Zyklop. I believe it was the Vera Zyklop, because that's the last rationing thing. No, actually, this was on the Klein T handle, is what this was, the Klein T handle Connect. No, it's Aussie Hardwood 6196. No mention of back drag or how much play there is when you in the lock position, both of which I had thought were very important factors on a tool like this. And he might have a very good point, if that's the case. But again, I'm not the torque test channel. I'm not the, whatever other channels are out there, Project Farm and stuff like that. That's not what Morgan's maintenance is. I'm not set up. Again, I am a contractor. I don't have the time. I'm not a full-time YouTuber to set up these elaborate, and even though it might not take that elaborate of a thing to just back drag on something, but there's a lot of things where I get asked certain things. I'm like, I'm not set up to build a piece of test equipment to test things in that way. That's not what my channel is. My channel is, this is something that I bought for my work. These are the functions of it. This is how I'm probably going to use it. And if it's useful to you, you can buy it. And if it's not, you don't. That's pretty much where I am on most of my tool reviews. That's pretty much what I'm going for. So I just brought that one up just to say that point. But then in a tool haul video, because he was apparently, he went on a rampage of several videos in a row. He said, it's just not possible to review tools brand new out of the box in front of the camera. YouTube, hold my beer. And then he said, edit, if you know Cobras were made or actually study a pair, you'll notice you can't separate the handle without heating up and forging. But anyways, basically he just thinks I'm stupid as a person. But that was whenever I was sent the Knipex bottle opener, and I talked about whenever I first got it out of the package, I thought I got a half a Cobra. I thought it was weird. And then at first I thought,
that's what it looks like. Yeah. It's half of a set of Cobras.
So then I was like, well, I thought maybe he sent it to me to use it for other half of the black one or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And again, that was just my first thought whenever I pulled it out of the box, because I didn't know Knipex had a bottle opener. And it's like, why would I automatically just look at a Knipex Cobra and try to figure out how it's taken apart and all that? I've never taken one apart, wouldn't know. But my point with this one was, he said, it's just not possible to review tools brand new out of the box in front of the camera. So again, that kind of goes back to the first guy who said, I can't get these yet. I basically, at the very beginning of that tool haul, in fact, I think I've got my comment on here. Actually, let me read that. At the very beginning of that tool haul, the first thing I say in any tool haul video are, these are some new tools that I just recently got that I'm sharing with you guys in one video, because I don't think they make a good video by themselves.
Well, a lot of times you'll tell people, this is just my first impression of it, because I haven't had a chance to really use it yet.
But again, what use would it be if everyone on YouTube, when a new tool came out, said, oh, well, we can't review it. We can't even talk about it until somebody's had it for like a year. And then I want to see a video about it. It's like, well, then it's already been out forever. Everybody's already bought it or had to make a decision to buy it without even seeing it out of a package or anything like that.
I think it depends on what your definition of a review is. And I think they're probably saying you can't review it as in say all that much about how it functions since you haven't used it yet. Where you're saying review as in I'm giving you a first look at it here, so that somebody doesn't even have to go to the store or something like that. Like they can just get on your channel and look at it.
Here's how much it costs. Here's what it does. Here's how I'm going to use it.
That type of stuff would save you a trip to the store at least.
But I said it's as if I didn't say that these were new tools. I'm sharing where and why I bought them, how much they cost, just in case people want to know about them. And then I said commenters, because he put YouTube hold my beer, so I put commenters with the monkey with his hands covering his ears, because apparently he didn't hear me say that. And then this was after about 4 comments from him. I just said, I have to say, my man, I think you would be better off not watching my videos if they hurt your feelings so bad. It's real easy not to click on them, and by your comments it's obvious that they are not what you're looking for. Comments keep coming up and blocking it to where I couldn't read it. But
yeah, that particular guy did go on a rampage one night.
Yeah, it's like, well, basically every video I should have done something different. It's like, well, apparently you don't think I'm a good reviewer. Just quit watching me. Just quit watching my channel if you don't like the videos I'm putting out.
Maybe he did after he let you know that on every single video.
Gordon Gecko 7591 on the Milwaukee self-adjusting wire stripper asked this question. So I'm just posing this to you guys because I'm not an electrician. So why is every electrician so dumb? So I don't know what that comment is from that video, but I said I don't know.
What was the video?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. A Milwaukee stripper video.
Yeah, first of all, I'm not an electrician. So if that was supposed to kind of be like a dig at you, it's like, well, I'm not even an electrician. So.
But Gordon Gecko 7591 thinks every electrician is so dumb.
So all of you electricians, get him.
This one was Jeremy North on the Vera Zyklop video. And it was a longer video, but I actually went back and watched it after this and thought, well, what could I have cut out of this to make it seem like it wasn't as long of a video? And I felt like there wasn't anything I would have cut out of there. This guy said, I lost the will to live by the time you got to talking about
I remember this one.
Rambling nonsense.
I do remember you sharing this one with me. It's actually pretty funny. I lost the will to live. Okay, a simple no would have been.
But here's the thing, again, and sometimes I might talk about something too much or whatever, but it's like
yes, you do ramble.
But once I filmed it, I'm not going back and going, oh, well, I talked too much about that. And again, with editing, I'm not an editing person where I can just be like, I'm going to take out this and then it not look like garbage and something happens.
Well, or not make sense. You can't take out.
And also, what Jeremy North might not realize is if I take out the 5-minute part or something or other that he didn't like, I'm going to have to answer 45 comments by typing something, of which takes a lot of time. Instead of I could have took 5 minutes and talked about it. I'd rather do that than have to answer a bunch of comments, somebody asking me the question of whatever he felt like it was a waste of time for him to not know. So I try to put as much information in as I can think of that might be useful to somebody. I'd rather do that than try to have to answer 70 questions about something that I left out, because sometimes I do that too. I'll even have a note over here of something I want to talk about, and I'll get in the mix of filming and I'll forget totally about to say something like that, and then that ends up making me have to answer a bunch of questions. So, but he lost the will to live. I hope he's still around.
You killed this man.
So all these comments, I'm going to sum these up with, I like quality tools just as much as anybody else. Y'all probably know that by now. Like, I will spend money on tools if I feel like this one is better than others. But I'm also somebody who I see the value in tools that aren't the most expensive. Sometimes there's some of them out there that are just as good, or maybe they're not as good, but for somebody who's not going to use them all the time, it doesn't make sense to buy, this $200 tool when you can get one for $50 type thing. But I get comments all the time on certain things where you can tell that that's somebody's attitude is, if you don't have this tool, you're a loser.
Tool snobs, that's what I call them.
So I've got a lot of them that go along with that.
Killtronics, yes, it is raining here. And Matt, yes, he is buried in the chat because he won't stop talking. I've tried to get, there's no catching up at this point.
You're supposed to be, you're reading it.
There,
yell it off to me if somebody asks a
you're
question.
gonna have to just go back
my
when
moderator.
you finish these. You're just gonna have to go back and catch up everything
You're supposed
because
to be
at this
moderating.
point it's out of control.
You're
It's out of
failing. You're
control.
failing at a moderator.
You won't stop talking. You're rambling again.
I won't get
I've
through.
lost
I
the
won't get through all
I've
these.
lost the will to live.
So this one was on the Klein Pliers Wrench and Cobras Knippet clones. This was Tyler Leving's 8578. And the only reason why I bring this one up is he says quality's not the same at all, and he might very well be right, except for I pretty much got these pliers down off the shelf. Nobody had them yet. So my response back to him was, do you own a pair of the Klein Pliers wrench? Because there's somebody who will say this without ever having neither one of the two of them in their hands. So he's probably got Knippets or Nippics, however you want to call it. And I don't think he probably had the Klein. He never did answer me back. I asked him if he had them to know the difference, because there's so many people out there that will say, well, that's a piece of crap. And you've never even had it in your hand. So you don't even know. How do you know that? But it's just in your brain. If you don't have Knippets,
is that coming up where the guy went on the rant about the Snap-on versus the icon? That really ticked some people off.
This one was actually on Facebook, but it went around with the comments, so I kind of did it. This is what I'm talking about. Hang on, I'm getting a bunch of notifications blocking it off.
That's because people are trying to get through to talk to you.
This was on Facebook Marketplace, but this is what I'm talking about. This statement right here. These are top shelf
sets and are for
these
the
are
real
top shelf
mechanics.
sets and are for the real mechanics. $425 for all 6 sets. These were Blue Power. I guess they're probably Blue Point or something like that. Actually, I think they might have been Cornell is what they were. But that's the point I'm trying to make with this is it's the same thing as it's the same thing as people telling me I'm not a real contractor because my tools aren't dirty, or you're not a real mechanic if you don't have Snap-on, and you're not a real mechanic. It's like you can be a real mechanic with all sorts of tools, but
listen, I've seen people remodel whole houses and do what at least appears on YouTube to be a really good job and have like really good finished product. Like they're DIYers, they're people who are doing home projects, and they're using is it Ryobi or Ryobi?
Oh, you better get it right.
The bright green stuff.
I can see the comments coming out.
They're
Ryobi.
They're using all that stuff, which is a little bit more of a budget brand. But if they can get the job done and it looks nice, it's like leave them alone.
Well, like I said, I could if that post said these are really good tools, quality tools.
Yeah,
they're worth this much money. They cost this, but to say these are our real mechanics tools, it's like, well, that's just being a turd to me. But it bugs me when people do that. These were all in the same kind of thing. It's like this was all on the Icon pliers. This guy was really, really tore up about the Icon pliers. He's actually one of the ones that I drew his name on the drawing for the Icon pliers, but I knew he didn't put hashtag Snap-on.
Yeah, that was ironic.
He wouldn't have them for nothing.
One of the winners.
He said the Snap-on plier is $71.75, not $85 to $100. If you're going to do tool videos for hobo freight, at least show a little integrity. I said, I bought mine for $89. I looked them up. Maybe you got them for that. I didn't realize not everyone is the same as you. It might cause you to have a little bit of grace. Since he was saying I needed to have integrity, I thought he might need to have a little bit of grace. So again, you might have bought them for $71.75. You might have a Snap-on truck. You might get a discount. You might get all sorts of things. But to basically say I'm a liar, it's like I've got a receipt. Bought mine for $89. That's what I paid for them. And then he also was mad because he said, don't you mean the Icon is the photocopy version of the Snap-on pliers? Again, have a little integrity. Mm-hmm. Apparently, I don't have any integrity, and I don't even know what he was talking about there. Like, I might have misspoke or something within the video. I don't know.
No, I think he was saying, why are you even reviewing this? Because this is a knockoff product. That a lot of people felt that way, I guess, that Icon shouldn't have even been allowed to make those.
Yeah. This one I just thought was funny. It wasn't really a troll towards me. I just thought it was funny. This was on the Icon plier, so I saved it. This was Bob Farley 4102. He said, yeah, ask if there's any in the back, because I told everybody you need to go ask if they're in the back because nobody had them out. He said, whenever some customer who just can't wait asked me to go in the back and hang out for a second, I just go in the back and hang out for a second. If it's back there, I chuckle to myself and then go tell them we don't have any. So please ask, because you can't wait until we put the new tool out that you're never going to use out for sale. So I asked him if he had made Employee of the Month yet at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
But it's like,
what a bad attitude.
That's the kind of customer service. Like if I was Harbor Freight right now, like I said, he might be joking. He might not even work there.
I don't think he's joking. I think he's mad that people, because you can't wait for us to put them out on the shelf. It's like, well, get your hind end out there and put them on the shelf.
Well, here's the thing that I would have said to him, which I didn't want to get back and forth with him. It's like, my store said that they had them in stock online. So if I get in my truck and I drive all the way to Harbor Freight to go buy the tool that it says that you've got, and then you want to be like, well, I don't have it out. It's like, well, I drove all the way down here. You should be going, if you've got them back there,
have a little integrity.
Yeah, have a little bit of integrity.
What was I going to say about that guy? Yeah, that's funny. Have you made Employee of the Month yet? But I mean, that's, what I was going to say is, if I were a Karen, which I'm not, because I'm not even old enough to be a Karen. But if I was a Karen, like, I would take that comment. I would literally stalk this guy until I found him, go to the Harbor Freight that he works for and show them his comment and be like, I just want you to know who you've hired. I want him fired immediately. Doesn't that sound like a Karen thing to do? Maybe I'm starting to approach the age of being a Karen. I don't know.
Joke question reality. Joey, did you notice the new Vito MCT infrared has a shorter plastic base which allows the zippers to go down farther than the original? No, I didn't notice that in the picture. I've got the catalog now, but I haven't paid much attention. I haven't really even looked through it yet because I looked at all the pictures. But yeah, if they go down farther, that would be nicer. Because then you'll be able to access it a little better.
I'm assuming it's Jean-Luc. Do the waiters at restaurants ask if you're with your daughter?
Sometimes, occasionally, I do get that.
Yeah, when our 20-year-old does still live with us, and then our oldest son that's moved out and married and all that. But when we used to go, me and my oldest son, which we look more alike, and me and my oldest son, if we were somewhere, a lot of times people thought that we were a couple. We went into Lowe's one time and they were like, so what project are y'all working on around the house? And he was always like, oh my gosh, this is my mom. And then we went somewhere that it was.
Here comes the.
Yeah. What did he say?
Banging armadillos and a drum
banging armadillos are back. But we went somewhere, like all of us, and they looked at me and the boys and they said, so when it was summertime, and they were like, so when do y'all start school back? And I was like, I don't start school back. But they thought that I was their sister,
I've got 3 more comments that are in the same thing, and they're the classics, the ones that I get all the time. Upstate Maverick asked, how was working with the new truck setup? Looks pretty slick. So today was kind of my first day where I actually had I've been cleaning up my garage like crazy because I just had stuff everywhere where I was taking stuff out and putting stuff in, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we wouldn't have even been able to get through the door to do this live tonight if he hadn't cleaned up this garage.
So today was the first day where I really got to use it some, and it's pretty nice. I like it way better than what I had for sure. I think I did take out currently, again, that might go back to it. I took out one of my drawers and I'm using it as basically an organizer shelf. So I just put my 3 pack out drawers back in there that were in there. And then I put my rolling box. I did have this set of drawers in the back under my cab, but I swapped it out for my rolling box because I don't really need a lot of, I really need to do better. I need to go through my whole truck and say, do I really have to have this in my truck?
You need a purge. You do.
But the problem is, I know for a fact if I take one of these tools out, I'm going to be somewhere and be like,
just like when we were up there the other night, we went up to do some lights for somebody.
I got the pair of engineer needle nose, twin grip type screw extraction pliers. I bet I've used them 3 times maybe since I bought them. Very rare, but I keep them in my truck because it's a pair of needle nose screw extraction pliers. And I was working on, I think I got a pair of twin grips.
It was that ceiling fan.
Yeah. Ceiling fan that was a hugger right close to the ceiling, and they must have had a hard time getting the screws in because it was so close to the ceiling. You get in with a big screwdriver, it's hard to get those in, not at an angle. And they had broke the head off. They probably tried to put it in with the impact or something. But if I had to use a pair of twin grips, I would have been close to the ceiling and having to screw that out.
It would have up the ceiling too.
But I had those in my truck. But that would have been something where if I'd have went through my truck, I'd have been like, I probably don't use these that much. Do I need these in here? But small hand tools aren't what I'm really
Yeah,
worried
but you
about
were glad
purging.
you had them.
Yeah.
That was the moment when he saw that screw in there all wonky or whatever, and he said, "Oh man, this is when an easy 5-minute job turns into something else." But lo and behold, he had what he needed in his
But
truck.
it's things like my 16 gauge nailer. You know, I got my big mud mixing drill, stuff like that. I need to just make the decision of, am I always going to know when I'm going to need to use this, to where I don't really need to keep it in my truck all the time? Because that's the stuff that's really killing me on my deck drawers and stuff like that. It's just big stuff. I got to figure out something to do. I need
Somebody
to
said
make
they
that
need
decision.
the Klein clock for their office. Now, to have integrity on the review about this clock, to be completely honest, you have to hang it. It's very finicky about how you have to hang
But
it. And if you don't hang it correctly, the
think it's-
second hand will like stop running on you.
I think it's just mine. My second hand has a bend in it. I can see it in there. If I take this apart, I could fix it. But if my clock, apparently that's covering up a window, and it must have a slight inward pitch. And whenever I do that, the second hand hits that glass and kind of stops. So that's why I'm having a problem with it. I need to see if I can get in there and bend. I can see a bend in my second hand. It's making it rub on that glass. So I don't think it's a problem with the clock. I think it's a problem with my clock. I don't think if you got one, you might not have that same problem. So it gets stuck, basically. The second hand gets stuck every now and then. But I can fix it. I hadn't messed with it. Let me go ahead and hit the last three, and then I'll go into the comment hole that I'm in. These are the classics, the ones I get more than anything. Which this is why I made a video, so I can just send a link to the video. But all those clean looking tools, this was on the top 7, bottom 3 tools.
People are still commenting on that. That's like a 2-year-old video.
Looks like you barely use them. Get that all the time. This one was on the top 10 glad I bought them of 2024. He said, looks like the only thing that was ever used was the Milwaukee knee pads. Interesting. This was Joseph Harrican 8593. And then this was on the last live that I did. That was the truck loadout concept, where I was just asking y'all what I thought about it. And he said, you must be overpaid. Clean new Milwaukee BS. Wow.
Yeah, some people aren't fans of the Milwaukee, and they call y'all fanboys.
Yeah. I said, well, how dirty is it supposed to get on the inside of my truck, with the shrug emoji? He said, I said, I'm also not sure how owning 3 pack out drawers makes me overpaid, because the things he said was I was clean and overpaid based upon seeing some plywood in my truck and 3 pack out drawers. So I don't know how he got that out of that. But then he asked me if I actually work or if I just buy tools for YouTube videos. And as I've said a million times, it's like, I think I even comment under this one, but I didn't print it out. But it's like, if I bought, that would be the worst financial decision that I could ever tell anybody to do, is go buy a truck, tear the back seat out of it, put a whole new thing in it, go buy you a bunch of pack out, buy all sorts of tools, and then don't use them, but just do it so you can make YouTube videos. Because it's like a tool cost, just a random hand tool, you're talking $30 to $50. It's like, I'm lucky.
It takes a long time before a video even makes $50.
You're lucky if some of them even make $50. So it's like you're never gonna make money, like, unless you're a million subscriber person or something like that. It's like,
until you get a ton of videos out there.
Yeah. So if you want to get on YouTube to make money, my recommendation is you don't do tool videos. Like, do how to lose weight videos or something like that.
Do one of those. If I see one more of these, I'm going to start commenting on these. What I eat in a day. When did we start doing that?
That doesn't cost you anything, at least. So, but if you go make a video,
that is true. It doesn't
anyway,
cost you anything because you're eating the food anyway. Although I've got a conspiracy theory, because these people's plates look like MasterChef quality, and I'm like, are people really eating every meal like this? But yeah, I am so tired of what I eat in a day. And I've been like doing the thumbs down on them, not to be mean to the person, but so that YouTube will get the algorithm that, like, this is on shorts. Like, I don't want to see these. Like, so I give them the thumbs down, and I swear they sneak in 10 new ones every day. What I eat in a day. But that's neither here nor there.
But I just always think it's comical. Like, who out there would outfit a truck, build a garage and have tools in it, buy tools and not work with them. And I mean, I don't understand the logic behind somebody even asking that question. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Again, there's plenty of people out there that might actually make videos and they get tools sent to them and all those kinds of things, but I'm not getting them sent to me.
Well, and
I'm
if
buying
you
them. Why,
did, you would
why would
have
I
to
buy
tell
them?
people that you were
I
sponsored
get
and
it.
all
If
that.
somebody was going to send me free stuff and I'm some high paid actor to make a commercial or whatever for somebody, then yeah, I could see somebody doing that for tools. But it's like, why would I buy tools and make videos and go through the whole process
And maybe
again
break
of,
even.
yeah, that's just doesn't make
Well,
sense.
and you're
to me.
not really breaking even by the time you
Figure
are
your time.
paying. Yeah, by the time you're paying yourself
Yeah.
for your time.
'Cause
Well, now you're back in the hole
as
again.
I've said
so
1,000 times, I can take the same amount of time that I make a video, respond to comments, edit a video, make a thumbnail. If I take that same time and just go work in my normal job, I would make 5 times as much money as what
well,
I'm making
yeah,
on YouTube.
we just did that little job the other night, an after hours job for somebody special, I guess, that we needed to go and do it after hours. And what were we there? 2 hours. And yeah, that's a lot more than what you'd make on a YouTube video. And I'd say, and that's another thing, it's like these 15-minute videos in 15 minutes.
No.
I mean, it can be hours.
Old school said YouTube's always sends me DoorDash driver ride along videos. Let's see, where did you get that Klein water bottle, Andrew King? I get that on eBay's the only place you're gonna find it. And, or as far as I know, that's the only place you're gonna find it.
Roy Phipps, my wife would love if I cleaned and organized as good as you. I'm low-key ashamed that I am basically a tool trash panda. Well, let me tell you a little secret about him, Roy. He only is a super clean, organized person with his tools in his garage, in his truck, and then it ends. And I say this to him all the time. I'm like, and I know he's probably a lot of y'all. He said something about I had him doing a little project like 3 weekends ago, and what it was like a big cubby system and some underneath storage for shoes and some different stuff to go in our like mud room / laundry room as soon as you come in the house. Because if I walked over another pair of shoes or a jacket that wasn't where it was supposed to be, or a pair of pants that he wore that day hanging up here over a door frame or something, I was going to lose my mind.
You guys can back me up on this, though.
Okay, let's hear it. This is marriage counseling 101.
I set the stuff there because tomorrow morning
you are going to use it the very next day. That's true. Yeah. Yes, but so I had him build something because what we had before was like where he would have to actually take his shoes off, bend over, and like stick them in these little slots underneath. So I had him build something that was much more open where he could just kick his shoes off underneath and make it easier for him, because I was like, I have to do laundry in here because it's mudroom / laundry room. So I have to do laundry in there. And I was like, I'm so sick of like, I'll hit my toe on like his shoes because he didn't put them all the way up underneath where they were supposed to go or whatever. So anyway, all that to say, and I say to him all the time, I'll say, how is it that your garage and your truck and everything that's yours is like so well organized, but the house that we live in,
that's because
you don't live out here in the garage. The house we live in,
here's the common denominator is I'm the only person that's out here.
That's not true.
We're both in the house.
That's not true, because we had this
I'm the only person in my truck.
Discussion the other day. I said every time
maybe it's not me.
I said anytime I use anything in your garage, I put it exactly where I found it. I'm very like if I use a battery and a tool, or like I'll put everything exactly where I found it. If the battery,
because you didn't one time, and you learned your lesson.
Yeah, don't say that. They'll think you beat on me or something. If a battery needs to be charged, I make sure I charge it, and then I tell him, hey, I put a battery on the charger, and exactly to a T, wherever I found it, I'll put it back. And I'm like, I would just appreciate the same courtesy in our closet, or, those type of things. So anyway.
I saw Roy Phipps, which reminded me, I sent him some stickers, but if anybody wants stickers,
3-inch,
and I think it was 2-inch. Yeah. Either one. If you send me an email with whatever needs to go in the envelope, like word for word, name, address, all that stuff, I'll send you some stickers.
You'll send them, or your secretary
Yeah.
will send them.
My daughter will send them to you.
His daughter will send them.
Let's see. I'm trying to scroll back up and see what all we got.
You're buried, they said.
Did people see Tools and Tactics' new anti-veto rant? I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, no.
Ben Riley, do you have a video of your truck bed set up? If not, will you move to that next? I'll probably, once I get everything dialed in with the way I've got it now, I'll probably do another truck loadout going around my whole truck. But I've got 3 different truck loadouts before, like I've got part 1, part 2, and part 3. I don't remember what I called it, but something like that. So part 1 was back whenever I first started YouTube. I was still working in facilities maintenance for a place, but I used my truck for side jobs, and I also used my own tools at that place just because I wanted to. So I kept some of my own tools with me. So I've got a loadout of when I started my channel, how I use my truck in that scenario. Loadout number 2, I think I bought
after you went out on your own?
I think it might have been when I bought the camper topper.
I thought that was the third one, is the camper topper,
I
don't.
Yeah, it might have been.
I felt like you did a second one when you went out on your own because you changed some
things. And then
things.
the third one might have been when I got the camper topper. Actually, though, I thought the second one was a camper topper, and the third one was whenever I changed the drawers and stuff on my inside to what it was before I just changed it, was the biggest change
maybe
there.
You didn't do a second one as soon as you went out on your own, because you were on your own for a while before you invested in that
I've got 3 other loadouts that go around my whole truck other than what I just did the other day, showing the cab. And that'll
still, what he just did the other day, I guarantee you he'll change it 15 times before he gets set on something. But then eventually he did say he was going to do a loadout on that.
I'm going to go back up, so I'm reading them in order. I'm reading them backwards now. Let's see. Alan Adamson's in here. What's up, my friend? He's a guy that I work around.
Yeah, he said just bring him a couple stickers.
Okay.
He's going to save us the postage.
Well, I wouldn't have to bring them to you if he's in here just commenting.
Yeah, he said just bring me a couple stickers.
I wouldn't have to bring them to you if somebody would come out to my house like I asked them to.
Oh, he's the electrician that's supposed to be coming out so that we can get this building project started. Yeah, Alan, get out here. We got to get this building project started. I asked him the other day, I said, what's the holdup on ordering the lumber package? Because we got the price for that. And I didn't completely faint when I saw the price. And so I said, well, what's the holdup on getting the lumber and stuff? And he was like, well, I still got to figure out the electric and stuff like that.
So Terry Burton, I think I'm back up to where I was at before I got in the comment hole, but he said, love your YouTube channel. It's my favorite. It's a good mix and I enjoy it. Don't make any major changes. I enjoy Miss Maintenance too.
Thank you. I was going to stay in and read a book tonight, but
Matt HMM said, I love Handyman Experience. He's so fun. I watch him a lot.
I like him.
Yeah. He's I'm going to get you guys some shots.
I'll get you guys some shots.
Let's see. My wife tells me all the time to disengage when some guy's raging me on my pricing on Facebook Marketplace, but I figure responding calmly drives them even crazier. Yeah, that's why a lot of times if it's a real bad comment, like if it's somebody who it's not bad. Matter of fact, one guy the other day said something about my clean tools. It might have even been one of these that I had in here. And I talked to him and said something. I think it was the guy. And then I said, well, how dirty are my tools supposed to be in my truck and whatever. I ended up sending him a link to I'm a YouTube scammer. Your tools are too clean.
Oh, yeah.
That video. That's the whole reason why I made that video, was just so I could make a link to it on those comments and see, here's my answer to that, because I got tired of typing it over and over again.
Well, they don't want to watch that big long explanation video. They will lose the will to live by the time they get. But
he ended up actually being pretty nice about it. But most of the time, if it's a real nasty comment, I just thumbs up it. Picking up pizza and watching, got like 20 mini buckets for me and 10 for my wife. The mini Lowe's buckets, he sent me some pictures of that.
Huh?
Clint Cole got some of the mini Lowe's buckets. He sent me some pictures of it, saying he was going to get some.
Oh, when he said pizza and mini buckets, I was thinking it was like the pizza.
KFC.
Well, I was thinking it was the pizza and wings deal, and it was buckets with wings in there.
John Luke said, I personally hold you responsible for my tool and tool bag addiction. Vito needs to send out some promos. LOL. It'd be nice. I don't get any of my Vitos for free. Mr. Morgan does a great job evaluating, reviewing tools on here and in person. Just an all-around great friend. Appreciate that, Alan. First impressions versus long-term reviews, both are valuable in my opinion. Brandano 0069.
Yeah,
And that's
especially as long as you tell people up front,
yeah.
I haven't got a lot of use on this
And,
yet, and
you
I'll
know,
pin a comment if I have a problem with it later.
Another
like
thing
that.
about the guy who sets up about getting out of the package, which again, if it's a brand new tool, I'm showing you the tool that it's new. It's obvious it's a brand new tool if it's only been out. But I've got a whole drawer. Like, I purposely keep packages of tools, even if I'm using them currently, so that whenever I do a video, I'm probably not in
keeps
it, you know?
the boxes on stuff.
Like if I know I'm going to review it and I'm still using it, but I don't have time to review it right then, I've got the box over here in my drawer because, again, whenever I'm making a video, I'm wanting you guys to see what
you're going to be getting when you go to the store and buy it, like what you should expect. Yeah, I have a hard time getting you to get rid of boxes. Eventually, I can get you to purge some boxes. Would Miss Maintenance come with me for my next salary review? You think I'm a good negotiator?
Mike said maybe he was looking for a different type of stripper.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably an electrician. So dumb. Killtronics, on another note, I got my Vessel Powerball today. Looking forward to try it out. I blame you for spending money. I got a new one of those too. Imagine watching a TV channel and yelling at the TV instead of just changing the channel. Some people are just angry all the time. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like, that's what I told the one guy, that Aussie whatever. I mean, this was after I only put 2 of them in here, but there was like almost every video.
He went on a rant.
In fact, there's always on all my videos, there's like 2 dislikes on every single video. Like, it doesn't show those on YouTube, but I'm able to see them. And my guess is it's like the same person every single time disliking.
They really want you to know that they don't like you.
They probably have notifications even set up so that whenever I post a video, I gotta go.
I'm not going to watch this, but I'm going to dislike it immediately.
Terry says, I'm an electrician and I'm so stupid. I just realized yesterday the pack-out locking bar can be slid back underneath the box. Wow.
Dumb electricians.
Mr. Morgan's not an electrician, but I would take him over a lot of guys that work for me a little more time, and he could be a great electrician.
Yeah, I've seen some professional work.
That was Alan. That was Alan that said that, which I've worked. Alan is an electrician. He's actually a guy who I used to hire whenever I worked for who I worked for, and then he's even a guy who I've hired now on that quadplex job. It's his company that is doing the electrical work and stuff. He's the electrician I always, if I'm going to have somebody work for me that's an electrician,
he's only got about one of each trade that he's willing to hire that he kind of trusts. So he's got like one electrician, one plumber, maybe like one concrete person. Like there's one person that you make his list.
Apache's in here, said hello, Mr. and Mrs. Maintenance. This was a long time ago, so
I know people have probably come and gone by now. They're like, he ain't going to answer me.
Mike S. said, dude is probably a drywaller. That's probably on the electrician comment. Yeah, electricians and drywallers don't get along all the time. Tanner West said, I love my 7-inch Klein pliers wrench. I think it's really good for the price. Like I said, and the guy said it's not the same quality. It's like, yeah, it's not. It's not Knipex, but it's also $25 and it's not $50. So for some people, again, not everybody is in this. That's how I feel about the people who say you're not a real mechanic. You're not a real this if you don't have these and that. That's what bothers me so much about that, is because not everybody is in the same boat in life as what you are.
Well, that's what I said about all the icon complaints that the one guy just went on and on, trashing the icon stuff. And it was because he was a Snap-on guy. And it's like, but not everybody has a Snap-on budget. And it's nice to me that somebody still has the option to get a quality tool at a price that they can afford.
Or even a Snap-on truck available. I don't have there is a Snap-on truck that drives around my town.
Just recently,
but
I've noticed.
I can't get anything from him unless I found him and followed him to wherever he's going, because it's like there's no option for me to buy Snap-on. So it's like I'm not going to buy it. But that doesn't mean I'm not a real mechanic because I don't have Snap-on. It just means it's not available to me. I'm also not a real mechanic because I'm not a real mechanic.
That's
But
true.
it's like, just because somebody doesn't have the same tools as you, just because somebody doesn't do something the same exact way as you, just because whatever, it doesn't mean anything because everybody is different, and that's just what people just can't get.
Somebody said, and now I can't find it again, but somebody said the tools don't make the man.
Yeah. Matt HMM said, my nose is slightly elevated, but I can respect cheaper tools. And like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
mean,
little
he
bit
has
of a
his
tool
brands that
snob
he
in certain
likes, but he
things,
can
but I
also.
also, like, if I see a tool that is decent and it's like half price, like I said, the Klein plier wrench to me is a perfect example. Is it made in China? Yeah, it is. So if you don't like that, then don't buy it. Again, I get that comment all the time too
Oh
about people not
yeah.
liking Chinese stuff or whatever. Or even if it's not made in the USA, it's like, have fun living a life only buying made in the USA because you can't live your
And
life
it's
that
great
way.
if that's what you want to
Yeah,
do on most stuff, but don't tell me you're doing it on all stuff because
yeah,
you
you can't.
can't.
It's impossible. But there are people out there who like that is a pretty good tool for $25 compared to 50 something bucks. If you can buy a pair of Klein pliers wrench and a pair of Klein tongue and groove pliers for the same price as one of the Knipex, and you're just starting out, like maybe you're just now starting out in your job and you only make X amount of dollars an hour and you're trying to build up your tools and you got to buy all of them at one time. You can't just start out with, I'm going to go buy every expensive tool in the world. That's not how it works. You might over time be able to swap over to Knipex or something like that, but it's like, not everybody's in the same.
Todd Turner said, "Change nothing. Love y'all."
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to change anything.
There's the waiters at restaurants ask us if you're with your daughter. So that's where I'm at right now.
We have answered that many, many times. It's going to be on the next quiz that we give you all whenever we do another quiz. I am 2 weeks younger than he is. 2 weeks. Remember that.
Have you been using the MPMX and how do you like it? I've used it a couple times because I'm only using it if I need to carry my meter. So far, I mean, there's other uses that there would be for it. I haven't had a job yet where I need to put like wire nuts or anything in it, but I can see myself. I don't know if I'll use it like that or if I'll just use my MP2X and a Holstery Joey pouch. But I don't keep it like loaded out with tools. I just have my meter in there, and then whenever I'm going to use it, I take whatever tools out of my other bag or out of my drawers and put in there with it. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's the only thing I've got that will hold my meter and some tools. I haven't used it like extensively or anything yet.
Are you going to add the Knipex Step Cut XL to your collection?
The Knipex, what?
Step Cut XL.
No, I don't never usually cut. I'm not a big wire person. Like I'm not in that kind of that's not part of my.
Y'all heard it here. A tool he's not going to buy.
I've got the smaller ones. They're pretty nice. Alan said, what do you do with the tool you find yourself not using after a year or so? I have bought tools, used it a few times, and then never again. Some of them I sell on Facebook Marketplace. It really all depends on the tool. There are some that I give away to people. There's
some people you'll even trade for
sometimes
like job sites. They've got something and you're like, well, then
I've got a container over here of stuff that like pliers and just different things of stuff that I don't really care for. But if somebody I know needs a pair of pliers, they're not bad, and I will give them to them and stuff like that. I do a lot of selling on Facebook Marketplace. Again, that's part of the reason also why I've mentioned it in that. I think I mentioned in that video, and might not have. I keep my tools so clean is because I resell my tools and then upgrade to whatever the next one is, and you're going to get more money for it if you do that. The more you take care of it. So there's been plenty of times where I've sold my older version of a Milwaukee tool because they came out with a new version, and I might have only been out like $40 or something to upgrade it because I sold my old tool for X amount of dollars, and the new one I got on some sort of deal. So it made it to where it's pretty cheap of an upgrade.
And that Facebook Marketplace money, that is our Mexican takeout money. So when we go get Mexican takeout, I'm like, have you sold any tools lately? I need some cash.
It just scrolled me down. Let me see.
Chuck Hampton, I appreciate your channel greatly. You blew me away with torquing screws on the outlets the other day. Nice work. Gary Kellett Jr., have you ever used the new Klein sawhorses?
I don't have the Klein sawhorses. They look a lot like my Cobalt ones, and I don't really care for those because they're so heavy and to get out. I mean, you can't, to me, the sawhorse of my choice is the Stanleys that were in my top 10 of 2023, I think.
Don't ask
But
me.
I went and the Craftsmans were on sale and they're just the same. So Craftsmans, they sell these at Lowe's. They sell the Stanley ones at Home Depot, but they're exactly the same. Now, again, you can't put a truck or anything on these things, but awesome for very small stuff, and they fit in my truck nice. And 90% of the time, that's all I use. Every now and then, if we're going to like a job site or something, we'll get out the big ones, but very rare.
Abraham Perez said, who doesn't love y'all's accents? Well, I guarantee you somebody out there doesn't. Some troll probably has something to say about our accents.
Let's see. Morgan, have you ever cut a live wire? Yeah. I've cut them, I've touched them, I've grabbed a hold of them.
But only 120 is about the worst you've gotten.
Which it can get you really about worse than
I mean, it ain't gonna kill you though. But did you die?
No. The biggest thing is whenever you go into older houses, in my area at least, a lot of times they switch the neutrals instead of switching the hot, and then you get it. You'll turn the light switch off, and then you think to yourself, "Oh, well, the power is dead up here." But then you get up there and start grabbing wires, and it's not really dead.
Harry Burton said your YouTube channel is his favorite. It's a good mix. He enjoys it. Don't make any major changes. And he enjoys mismaintenance.
Yeah,
too.
I saw that one earlier. Matt said my snap-ons were 50 each, 7-inch and 9-inch.
Ooh.
Well, maybe that guy needs to have some integrity if you got yours cheaper.
Yeah.
Right off the truck. Yeah, see, I think you can get them. That's what I told him. I said, yours probably worth $71.25 because you probably got them off a Snap-on truck. See, I could get them for $60-something from snapon.com. But it was going to cost me like $40 in shipping or something like that. So I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So yeah, if you've got the option, you can probably get them cheaper. That's what I told him. Scott S. just bought a pair of pliers I think you would like. Doc did a video on Snap-on combo diagonal cutters. The top half of the blades are flush cutting tie wraps and the bottom half are for wire. I have to watch it. I usually don't miss very many of his videos, but I don't remember seeing that one. I concur. Roy Phipps said, buy good stuff for heavy use. If I don't use it daily, I go cheap 2-pour to turn my nose up at the freight. I haven't bought a lot of tools at Harbor Freight in my lifetime. You know, the Icon tools I bought here in the last little bit. And that's only because the only option was Icon or Snap-on. And again, they're not a tool that I'm going to use all the time. That's like these right here. You know, these things. The angled, I've got this one and also the one that's a little bit shorter.
But you're not a big Harbor Freight snob. You know, one of the reasons I think that we never go there is the location of it in our town.
Yeah, it's in a weird
because
spot.
Like the Lowe's and Home Depot, Menards, all that stuff is like right there, like literally in this little triangle. And then the Harbor Freight's like on the other side of town that we don't even go to.
But I'm probably not going to use those in my work. But I noticed when they were kind of a set of pliers I wanted so that whenever I'm working on something, lawnmower or truck or whatever, and I need to get down in somewhere, but I don't want to buy a $200 set of those things for them to sit in my toolbox.
The time that people have, I don't even have time to watch the things that I do like, let alone things that I don't like. Sitting around watching videos just so you can give them a thumbs down.
Mac Berkson says, so to be fair, a lot of times the Harbor Freight app will say it's available, but they are waiting for the point of sales to be ready to bring them out. And see, Home Depot does the same thing. My Home Depot, and I've always said I don't get why they can't set up their systems to whenever a employee sticks them on the shelf and they scan them or do whatever, that's when it should be on their app saying it is available for you to buy, because I've went in there multiple times for some new tools that it says they have, and mine don't have it out. And then I'll ask somebody about it and they'll say, oh, they're on the truck back there and we can't get them off yet or whatever. It's like, well, then it shouldn't say that I can,
need to do
it shouldn't say that I can come to the store and pick it up then if that's the case.
Well, especially if you live 20 minutes outside of town, like you said, and you drive down there to get something.
Here comes the boom ring.
Yeah.
Alan was the one who said he needed the Klein clock for his office.
Oh, yeah.
Electricians that spend all day telling you how much they know are the ones that don't know a thing, the ones that actually know something, or the ones minding their own business.
John Dunn, your channel has become one of my favorites. I love the comeback. Did you make Employee of the Month? That was pretty funny.
Upstate Maverick said the knee pad comment just made me laugh out
Yeah,
loud.
I just actually, it took me a minute to get that, but then I saw a couple people saying that it was funny about the knee pad comment,
But
and I thought, oh, okay, I get.
But
I
it
get,
actually
yeah.
wasn't meant that. I get what y'all are saying.
Yeah,
It's funny,
I thought-
but my Milwaukee knee pads are really dirty because they're the ones that are in my truck, and that's the ones I put onto crawling crawl spaces and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I'm not going to
just
clean
the way he said
those purposely. I don't
interesting.
clean those like I clean my other stuff, because it's like that's the only place I use those is in dirty conditions. And
I'm going to need you to message him back and say, what did you mean by the knee pad comment? Because my wife thinks that you meant something else.
Yeah, he might have meant that. I don't know.
If he did mean that, it is actually pretty funny. I have to say that.
Matt said that he's not sponsored, though. He just likes them. I don't know. I was trying to see what it was that somebody was maybe seeing if I was sponsored.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the quick answer is he's not sponsored by anybody. So that's.
My wife says I buy tools and don't use them, and I don't make YouTube videos, Clint Cole said.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. YouTube.
He's just a collector.
There, so I'm getting close to being caught up, I think.
I don't know if you are or not.
The first video thumbnail I seen with Miss Maintenance, I thought, what a great dad, and has his daughter with him.
Teach me how to use tools. Thanks, Daddy. I feel some deep inner resentment about your shoes sitting out and not in their proper place. Did you catch that?
Your channel's become one of my favorites. Love the comeback if you made Employee of the Month. John Dunn said. There's Ray's apartment maintenance is in here now.
Yeah.
Again, I'm getting caught up. And the way that YouTube is, again, the mirroring thing, I can't use my front facing camera apparently. And they say it's always been this way.
Until some setting changes or until they update something,
Yeah,
it'll probably go back.
Something has
changed.
Happened. Yeah.
Something changed in the last few weeks.
They say it's always been that way.
Something changed in the last few weeks. So maybe whatever it is will change back. I don't know what happened. Yeah, they're talking about all of Ray's woes in his last video.
Corey Massey said, hey guys, this dude does a lot of reviewing the tools he buys, and I promised you he knows how to use them. I'm old school and he has shown me new ways that work, but don't talk bad about my buddy Alan. So that's Corey Massey, even though that's not him, he's just on there under that. That's the guy who I work with a lot, almost every day.
That's the only person in the world that has to put up with him as close to as much as I have to.
Yeah, me and him work together quite often.
That's your work husband.
Yeah. Hector Ramos, what's the best recommendation regarding the Klein tool set overall? If you're talking about the Connect sets, right now the starter set is on sale at Lowe's for $29, and that's a pretty good deal. I think I might have that one out here. Let me see. The other ones are in my truck. I think that's this one.
Matt said, oh no, he put the phone down. It's story time from Joey. You know he's serious when the phone goes down.
The starter kit, this one's on sale at Lowe's for $29 right now, but it's only SAE, but you get a screwdriver handle and a ratchet, flip sockets and stuff like that. For $29, this is a pretty good deal. Again, I wish it had metric included, but it don't. The best overall set to me, it's out there in my truck. It's the 3/8 essential set, and the whole reason why it's the best to me is because it is a ratchet, a screwdriver handle, metric, and SAE sockets, but it's $100, so that's a lot more money than $30. If you don't use metric that much, you can't really go wrong with the starter set.
Matt said, cool people use purple tools. Now, the Vessel ball grip screwdrivers that you bought in red, is that what he bought in purple? Like the exact same screwdrivers?
That's supposed to be a secret. You're giving out knowledge. I haven't done a video for that one yet.
Oh, sorry. But I thought the purple ones looked cool too, because he showed me the options that they had on those, but he I mean, you know how he is with the black and red stuff. So, oops, spoiler for the 76 people who are still in here.
Milo said, to be honest, the Irwin Quick Adjust pliers are my favorites. That was probably talking about between the Klein and the Knipex. But yeah, the Irwins are a pretty good set of pliers. I used to actually have, I think I had those that had the push button for a long time, because those have been out for quite a while. That was before I'm sure Knipex had theirs, and I just didn't know about them yet, because again, I didn't really get to knowing about Knipex until right around the time I started this channel. I started watching YouTube as far as for tools and stuff like that, probably maybe like a few months before I made my first video. Like I wasn't really that big into watching YouTube that much.
Yeah, we didn't watch YouTube that much. I think we started watching YouTube more whenever it seemed like Netflix and some of those streaming services didn't have a lot to offer. Griever said, same for me. I went through subs on the first couple homes, but now I've found steady people who I can trust to do quality work.
What's your go-to screwdriver? Just the one, Lewis?
Vessel ball grip.
Yeah. If you're talking a dedicated screwdriver, it's 100%. I've got some up here, like I got a bunch, but the Vessel ball handle tang through has to be the tang through, because I like the weight of them.
Yeah, they're super light.
I don't care about, no, these are a little bit heavier. The other ones
well,
are
the
super
one you
light.
gave me the other day to try out was
not,
really light.
mean, they're not heavy, but try this compared to like this. Let's see if I got this one in here. You can tell the big difference. Like, I don't like tools that are super light. Like, hold that one.
Yeah.
And then this one.
Yeah, this is heavier than that one.
Yeah,
there was a blue one that you had me
like,
try one day.
This one's probably even lighter.
And the blue one, you said it was a tang through, and it was nice and light.
I mean, they're not heavy. They're just heavier than the regular ones. And then, but a multi-driver, I pretty much only run the Klein like 11-in-1s. If you want like a one screwdriver that does everything type thing, I like the Impact 11-in-1. Now, if you want one that holds bits, I actually kind of prefer the one I just had a video for. It's the 17-in-1, but that's because I prefer the setup on the flip sockets on this, and it's got the bit holding and stuff in it. And this one's kind of like a slim handle still. It's not really big handle. So I wouldn't mind having that over maybe an Impact 11-in-1 just because you got more bits. But I still like the Impact 11-in-1 too. The thing I like about the Impact 11-in-1 is you can do different stuff with it. Like, so here's the ratcheting version. See the 17.
We're back
to story time.
Hey, wait a second before you start showing them all these screwdrivers, because Upstate Maverick said, fun question. You can keep 3 hand tools right now, and all the rest fall in the river. What are you keeping? 3 hand tools. Knipex Cobras.
Yeah, probably.
A Vessel screwdriver.
No, I'd have to get if I only have one screwdriver,
then you're going to have to get a multi.
I would have to get one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would probably actually go with one that has more bits in it, because even though this one covers most of it, like this one's got more options in it, but I'd do and I don't even know that I'd do a Knipex pliers wrench and a Cobra, because if I'm at that stage in my life to where it's like the world's ending like that, then it's like I don't care if I scratch up a surface on something. I'm just going to keep a Cobra and take off yours.
So if your tools fall in a river, that's the same as the world ending?
Well, pretty much.
Your world. That'd be the same as his world ending.
Because if I could only pick like a pliers wrench or a Cobra, I'll just take a Cobra and I'm going to mar up your surface if I have to take something on and off. That's just bottom line. And if you're talking hand tools, let's see. I do Cobra. Of course, you got to have a screwdriver. Of course, then you might need something to cut something with. Probably would be something. It'd be something along the lines of like a pair of diagonals, or because I could strip wire and stuff with a pair of diagonals if I had to all the time. Like I'd rather have, if I could only have 3 tools, I'd use a pair of diagonals as my wire strippers and cutter and all that kind of stuff. But that would be what I would think maybe. But what I was going to say about the 11-in-1s versus this one, the thing that's nice, because this one, because you got the bits in the handle, you can't really do much with this side over here. I like the Impact 11-in-1 because there's so many jobs where I just take this handle and I build my own screw, because you got some room in there to, like, that's got a bit holder in it and then a Malco 1/4 and 5/16. So I like the fact that I very rarely even use it like it's sold to you. I take something out of it and change something around, but you can set it up for whatever job. But
Not physical tool related, but what tech stack do you use for your business? Do you use a CRM?
no, I do everything. I've made myself. What's it called again? What do you say?
He said, what tech stack do you
Yeah, so
use?
you're
And do
talking
you
about
use
like
a CRM like customer
yeah, so you're talking
relations?
about like all those jobbers and all that kind of stuff, like what everybody.
Like how you get business, I'm assuming.
But I just use everything as far as my invoicing and estimating and all that kind of stuff. I've made my own Excel uh, sheets and stuff. I even have an Excel sheet that tracks all my income, expenses, tells me how much I need to spend for taxes. I've just put formulas and stuff in there. I just plug in my numbers on how much a job I made and how much materials and stuff like that throughout that. And then it tells me how much I need to pay in taxes and how
You
much and all that
basically
kind of
just
stuff.
created your own
Yeah.
instead of using
And
something
then
like
all
QuickBooks
my
or,
invoices and stuff, I basically set up a master Excel sheet for every customer, and then that way all I gotta do is open that and then change stuff every time. But it's already got all their addresses and all that stuff in there. So all I have to do is add in the work that I've done and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always real big on. I'm not a person who I like to pay monthly subscriptions for, something to do something that I can do myself. It's just, even though it probably would make stuff easier and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of times I don't need any of that kind of stuff. And again, I just work for myself. I'm my own employee. I'm the only employee. I'm not having to, figure out where somebody else is, how much time they spent on jobs, and where are they going to go and scheduling stuff. Pretty much, I'm calling the customer as I'm on my way to their house, or I send them a text, or same stuff. It's like I'm not dealing with. I don't need to worry about what other people are and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really have a need for any of that. I don't think.
TP3 or TP4, debating between the two. Can we get a non 20-minute answer? Because you're getting buried in the chat again.
I mean, if you're going to wear it as a pouch, I'd get a 3. If you're going to use it as a bag, I'd get a 4.
Good answer. Moving on.
If you're getting a B, if you're just getting, I'm assuming you're wearing it as a pouch because you didn't say B.
Yeah, TP3 or TP4.
Yeah.
Erica Cole, thank you for the shout out last week. Clint likes your channel.
But see, you left out part of his question. He says, I work on bigger sheet metal commercial industrial jobs.
No. Right there. It says TP3 or TP4B, debating between the two.
Well, later on, he said between the
Well, I haven't got down there yet. Erica Cole said, thank you for the shout out last week. Clint likes your channel. But doesn't he make your husband spend too much money? Can Miss Maintenance embroider some patches on your veto bags that say he's married, don't touch, or something like that in pink? Well, I'm not a seamstress. I can't embroider anything. I
did finally get my other Atlas.
He does have a little, hey, what's the, oh, I bet it's in your truck. The pouch, the little patch that you do have that says, please don't pet me, I'm working.
Yeah, it's on the
So it was for a service dog, but he thought it was funny. So he's got a little thing that says, please don't pet me, I'm working. Maybe that'll keep the women away.
I did finally get my second Atlas vest. It took 6 months, but I finally got this one's the 1819. So it's not all mesh and it's got more pockets and stuff, but it was on sale. Is the only reason why I got it. And plus, in case I tore up my other one, I didn't want to wait 17 months to get another one, but I did get my other vest in the mail. So anybody that was asking about that before, Matt HMM still hadn't got his yet, but that's because you're not an influencer, Matt, like I am.
Yeah.
I get mine in 6 months because I'm an influencer.
Kiltronics, I have been buying more Harbor Freight tools the last few years than in the past. They are getting a lot better tools now. Yeah, I feel like that they've stepped it up on quality. Well, I mean, mainly the Icon brand, but I feel like they are getting better stuff than when they like first opened. It was a lot more of like a just discount place then.
These trolls are amateurs compared to Tacoma or Jeep videos, like Cameron said.
Kiltronics has been hit with 208 votes, and it wasn't fun. I'd say not.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado warning in our area looks worse. north of us. Yeah, and TPG is in Tennessee. Well, we could get blown away out here and we wouldn't know because I haven't watched any weather.
Lewis said, Mr. Maintenance, I bought the Galaxy Vessel screwdrivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like these colored ones. And the thing about these two is they're tang through, but they're also got that ceramic ball in them that's supposed to keep you from getting shocked. But again, I've not tested that out.
Well, Matt got hit with 480 once and lived, but it wasn't fun. Terry Burton's cousin was killed by 120 while working on the roof of a warehouse. Sheet metal worker. So 120 is enough to. The Home Depot website and app make me want to bash my head against a cinder block wall.
Man, I don't feel like
that's how he feels about the Lowe's website.
I mean, Home Depot's does have some quirks, but compared to Lowe's
is so hard to search.
Yeah.
The search is so
like Lowe's, you have to know exactly how they have it. Like if it says 2-inch, if they've got it 2 IN dot on their app, you have to put in 2 IN dot. You can't put in 2 in the quotation. And then the crazy thing is you can't even learn. Well, normally they put inch IN dot.
No, because they'll change it
sometimes
around.
Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's something else. And if you don't, it's very hard to find stuff. But Home Depot sometimes is hard to search. Like the Milwaukee thing that I just made a video for that goes on the side of your pack out. Like you have to search forever to find those. Like you can put out in pack out rail accessories. You can put in, it takes forever to find them. Like it's very hard to find them.
Elliot Parrish needs advice. Milwaukee SDS 18 volt is $256. Buy more, save more. M12 version is $169. Which one would you get?
What was it now?
Milwaukee SDS 18 volt is $256 with buy more, save more. M12 version is $169. Which one would you get?
I really like it depends on what you do, I guess, but I love my M12 hammer drill that I've got, rotary hammer for tap cons and stuff, just because it works. Like, so if that's mostly what you do with it, it's worth having a small one, in my opinion, because like if you're up on a ladder trying to use it to put in tap cons or something like that, it's night and day than having to carry that big old drill. But I would think if you are going to use it a lot for, like, even though they both have chiseling, again, I'm not used the M12 one, so I don't know how good it is. But if you were going to use it a lot for that kind of stuff, I'd probably think that you'd want the M18 version, just because there's certain tools in the M12 that I'm sure it's going to run through the batteries like crazy to be jackhammering up a set of steps with it or something like that. You wouldn't want to use it for that, like to use it for a long period of time. But I love my M12 one for putting in tap cons just because it's so small and light.
Matt says new drinking game. He put the phone down, take a shot. Clint Cole said, that sounds like it wasn't the first time she called you daddy. Actually, it probably was. Unless I said it jokingly some other time.
Killtronic said, YouTube has become my TV. I don't pay for any TV service now. That's mostly what I watch all the time too, which we don't, all we have is antenna
Netflix,
stuff, and then
Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Hulu. Our son pays for Hulu, but he gave us his password.
Now they're going to cancel it because you just made that live.
Well, he lives with us, so he put his password in on our television, which means we can access it. And he pays for Peacock too, so we have that. But we mostly watch old reruns of old stuff.
Louise said, Mr. Maintenance, have you tried the Milwaukee 11-in-1? I don't like Milwaukee's handles. Like, I'm not a fan of them, so I don't ever buy their screwdrivers typically. I bought some of their USA ones just to try them, some of the ECX ends on them, because I was just wanting to try them, and there's something that's like a specialty thing that I wouldn't use all the time. But I've just never been a big fan of Milwaukee's screwdriver handles. I don't really care for them. But I prefer Vessel's handles over all of them. I still like the Kleins, but again, it's because I've been using Klein my whole entire life. So whenever I grab a Klein, it's just like normal to me. But I just never have cared for the Milwaukee
Ray said,
handles.
anyone else see the ad for Vito SC45? today. It's another small sidekick bag.
Yeah, that's going to be the tier. Well, I'm assuming that's going to be the tier 2 bag. Like I said, I posted that picture of the tier free bag, the SPMC's tier 1 and the SC45's tier 2. I got that off of like Facebook. So I can't imagine somebody's going to Photoshop that. Why would they? I mean, what's the benefit for somebody to Photoshop what Vito is going to be doing for their spring promotion?
Probably some influencer. Influencers ruin everything.
Yeah.
Roy Phipps said he bought the Vessel ball grip because of your review. Loves those things. Yeah. He does too. I don't know how many Vessel screwdrivers it's become a thing. He has too many of them.
If you need to do a live video on Friday nights going around your house and showing everything Miss Maintenance is doing wrong, I'd turn in. Yeah, since she's been dogging me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pull out the refrigerator. I'm going to pull out the stove and see if it's clean behind there.
Well, it isn't going to be behind there because I'm not about all that. But I guarantee you this. You won't find a pair of my shoes in the floor where they're not supposed to be or any of that stuff.
That's what she thinks, because if I was going to do a live Friday, I'd go around the whole house.
Yeah, you'd set me up.
Putting her shoes everywhere.
But I have my motto is like everything has a place and a place for everything, and I'm kind of anal about like putting stuff back. Even if I'm going to use stuff the very next day, I still put it like, well, y'all know back in the warmer months, I was going walking all the time because he was doing lives out here whenever I would go walk at the park, and those walking shoes were getting used, I mean, every day. But do you know where they went as soon as I got home? The spot that they belong in the closet. Every pair of shoes has its own spot, and they go back in their spot as soon as I'm done with them. I'm making myself sound like I have OCD or that I'm hard to live with. Do I sound like I'm hard to live with?
Old School says YouTube Premium's worth the subscription. He just started it this year, worth the money. Arma 15 said, any Morgan's Maintenance merch coming to the channel? I was actually, now that I saw that, makes me think of it. So Fourth Wall has been emailing me in the last couple of days, actually. And I emailed him back and said, I'm kind of interested just because people have asked me about it. I said, I don't really care to have a merch store or anything like that in particular for myself anyways, but basically they do have the hats that I use. I don't have any of my hats in here. So the hats y'all see me wear that say Morgan's Maintenance tool reviews and how-tos, that's like a Richardson something or other. And I did notice that they do have that option for a hat.
You mean the style of the hat?
Yeah, so they'd be able to make the hats basically just like the ones I'm wearing, I would think. So
I just don't know what they would end up costing.
And Fourth Wall is one of those that is actually one of the ones that you can link to your YouTube channel. And I think they basically wait till people have X amount of subscribers before they let you do it or whatever.
Yeah, because you just now got an offer from them, like saying if you wanted to set up.
So I don't know if anybody knows anybody that has any experience with it, what I was involved in it. He just sent me, I actually just got those emails today. He sent me something about
probably at the 25,000 mark.
But they've got different shirts and stickers. Basically, you just buy it through them and they go ahead and make it. But that makes it to where you can just order one at a time instead of like, if I was to do something like that, I'd have to order like a bunch to even make it even remotely reasonable pricing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because we order the hats 1 or 2 at a time, and I mean they're not cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. So I might, y'all can let me know if you'd be interested in that. It's like, I don't know how much effort is on my part to start that. I don't really know, but
Clint Cole said Miss Maintenance has to go. I called him out on spending too much money because of your channel. This is just what I hear from some of the wives out there. I don't know.
Lieutenant Columbo got the Klein pass-through nut drivers finally. After last week, you made me realize I had bought the shallow ones. Yeah, I can see. I just used those the other day at that same ceiling fan where I use those engineer pliers. That ceiling fan bracket was up there with a bolt coming down and some nuts on there instead of normal screws that would go up in a box. So I had to have a hollow nut driver to get up there and get those out. And again, you never know when you're going to need a tool. That's why it's very hard for you to not have them on your truck.
Arma 15 Super Bowl pick.
Clint, I'm hoping. Well, I don't really care, to be honest with you, except for I hope that the Eagles beat the Chiefs because I don't like the Chiefs, but I don't really care that either one of them wins.
We have Chiefs fatigue.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't care for either team, really. I kind of wanted the Ravens or the Bills to be the AFC offering, and they weren't. And I don't care that much about most of the NFC teams. So I don't know. We'll say go Eagles.
Clint Cole said it's easy to find products. Just click the links in the videos and it goes right to it. Duh. And yeah, I appreciate everybody that clicks those links because, like I said, that actually is probably more helpful as far as to help monetarily wise the channel than it is even
It
watching,
pays more
even
than the
watching
videos do. Yeah.
Just depends on how many times people do it because it also is like you can go click on an Amazon link and then it doesn't even necessarily matter if you buy that thing. If you buy anything else
on Amazon,
it still lets
somehow
I'm
like
the
in
one,
the next 24
I'm the
hours
one who
or
sent you
something
to
like that.
Amazon. So and that's the same way with the Amazon's the only one I'm affiliated with. Now, Acme Tools just sent me something the other day saying that they approved my affiliate thing through them. And that was like 2 years ago whenever I asked them about that one.
Maybe they waited for a certain amount of subscribers or something.
But I didn't click on it to sign. I'm not going to mess with signing up with it because I don't want to have 50,000 things where I got to keep up with taxes. But the only way
that we figured out that that's how the Amazon links worked is because he gets like an itemized thing on Amazon that shows him what all people purchased. I don't know that it doesn't have their name or anything.
I don't know who purchases stuff.
It doesn't tell you who purchased it, but it'll say somebody purchased these things, and it'll be such random stuff. And that's how we figured out. We're like, oh, they're not just giving you a small percentage for your tools. They're giving you a percentage for anything as long as your link brought them to Amazon and they purchased anything on Amazon in that 24-hour period. It's almost like we're going to give you a little bit for sending this person to Amazon.
It's pennies on the dollar, but it's like it adds up.
But the guy that bought the whole car, somebody just drywall?
bought that was on. That's the thing is the shop button. That's what I was getting to was I'm only an Amazon affiliate link. So it's only the links. If you click them in my description, if they're Amazon, it helps. And then the shop button on YouTube, like I can put Lowe's and Home Depot and different, basically YouTube is an affiliate to those places. So they pay YouTube if you click on the shop button.
And then YouTube turns around and gives you a fraction. So even though
I'm not affiliated with Home Depot or Lowe's, like I'm not an affiliate with them, but if you click it through the shop button and you go, like somebody must have clicked on
for a whole house.
Something at Lowe's that I had in the shop button and bought drywall and insulation for a whole house. Like, and it gave me like a decent amount of money for that. And I was like,
we have no idea.
I mean, like I said, it's not like astronomical, but it adds up. And so anytime you click on something there, like somebody on Amazon here recently bought like a bunch of, I don't have one out here. Like you plug it into your extension cord, like you plug it into a receptacle and it makes a GFCI so that you can plug extension cords and make those GFCI protected. Like somebody bought like a ton of those.
Oh yeah, because you said this must be somebody who has like a company who has a bunch of people working for them that they were going to give them to like all their employees. What's for dinner? We already ate. We had steak.
Yeah. Let's see. Pittsburgh hydraulic knockout kit is $89 and works good.
Favorite open wrench set?
I don't use open wrenches all that much.
What's an open wrench?
Like all I've got is ratcheting wrenches, but in here I think, but like this kind of a wrench.
Okay.
I only use them in my garage, so I don't care. I've got Husky, I've got Craftsman. Mostly Craftsman's what I've got. I've got my older Craftsman's that I've had in here for a long time.
See, I knew I said too much about all my organization because Kiltronic said, can we say OCD? See, I'm making it sound like that I'm hard to live with and hard to please.
Jay Malsby said, I'd buy some stickers if I wore merch. I think some folks would be confused where I work. Yeah. If you want stickers, just send me an email with your address.
Yeah, the stickers are free. You don't have to buy. You don't have to buy stickers. Those are free. Unless he was doing. I don't know if people are still doing that, where they were like, donating to the sticker fund for a
that's
little
only if
while
somebody
or
wanted
whatever.
to.
But yeah, that's not, you don't even have to do that.
Mr. Maintenance needs to be sponsored by Vessel.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who probably owe you one for, I mean, Milwaukee. Look at this, the Milwaukee pack out alone. And that's not including what's in your
But
truck.
I only buy these to make videos.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's nothing even in any of these. Those labels are fake.
They're not even real.
It's cardboard, fake. They're not.
It's a green screen.
Erica Cole said Miss Maintenance is a keeper. Yes, he spends too much. They all do.
But I don't.
Clint said, I'm going Will Smith on you. Keep my name out of your mouth.
I don't spend money on anything else though. So that's what I always tell everybody that says I spent, like, if people are like, man, you buy a lot of tools. It's like, yeah, but I don't buy anything else. That's what I spend my money on. Like, I don't have a boat. I don't have, any kind of extra motorcycles. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
He's just no fun at all.
I do like to eat.
Yeah, but even that, we're not like expensive eaters.
No,
we're like going up and hitting up Kroger for the clearance section.
I don't go out to eat and get a steak out to eat. Like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store.
Well, we can
buy
fix
me
better
one.
steak here than what they fix out to eat anyway. But I never knew about Vessel until Mr.
But it's like I don't buy tools any differently now that I've got a YouTube channel than what really I did before. I mean, I'm not much difference. I might buy, there's a few tools that I probably might not would have bought if I didn't have a YouTube channel, because I would have been, but now it's like, well, I kind of would like to have that, but I would justify my mind where I'm like, nah, I don't need that at all. Probably. I mean, I've got 17 other screwdrivers that
yeah,
will do
but
it.
now it's like, I'm just doing it for you guys.
Yeah, but it's I would have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it before because it's like there's nobody for me to talk to about this. Like, but now there's a reason for me to buy it because I'm curious about it and I want to know about it, and I've got people to talk to about it whenever I get it, and so it makes it worth it. Because basically, it's just I'm gonna buy this so I can look at it and I want to see what it does, and I'll have some people to talk to about it.
Arma 15 said Milwaukee knee pad sponsorship.
Yeah.
I wore these things out.
I didn't even think about taking it that way.
It took me a minute.
Because those are dirty.
Yeah.
Like, they are dirty.
It took me a minute, and then I was like, oh, I see what you did there.
My pro knee pads are actually dirtier looking than my Milwaukee ones are, though. So I was a little thrown off by that when he said your Milwaukee knee pads, but they are dirty. So I just assumed that's what he meant.
Yeah. TPG's calling you out. He said he eats Little Debbie conglomerations. He hasn't been eating Little Debbie conglomerations since day after Christmas.
Peanut butter cream pie, butter. This is all stuff you can buy at a dollar store if you've got a dollar store.
I was getting ready to ask you how much weight you've lost, and now he's getting ready to go on a rant about the Little Debbie peanut butter cream pie.
Peanut butter cream pie, Butterfinger ice cream. And if you want to add chocolate or caramel syrup on top of it, you got to put it in the peanut butter cream pie. Get you 2 of them out. Put them in a bowl.
You don't need 2.
45 seconds. Butterfinger ice cream on top of that, and then either caramel or chocolate syrup.
If you only do one, like a normal person, it's 20 seconds in the microwave. 1 scoop of ice cream, no caramel or chocolate. That's what I used to do. We're not doing any of that now. That's what I used to do. He would do 2 of them. 3 or 4 scoops of ice cream. And yeah. So anyway, how much weight have you lost?
I don't know. Probably like 30 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. So he hasn't been eating Little Debbie.
I haven't weighed myself, so I don't know. But
Clint said he works at the Kroger meat department.
It's where I get all my stuff.
Yeah. They have clearance every day. And if you hit it just right, I hit the jackpot the other day. I took a picture of the cart and sent it to him. And I said, I've hit the jackpot, because they had the Laura's lean ground beef, which is really good ground beef, $2 a pound. I bought 10 or 12 like 1 pound things of it and put it up in the freezer.
Kroger's clearance pretty much dictates what we're going to eat for dinner.
That's
most
true.
nights.
Yeah. If they've got some good steaks over there, then we'll have steak. And if not, you may be eating pork or hamburger or whatever else.
That or we roll through some rotisserie chickens from Kroger too.
Yeah, we figured out they send me coupons for those where I can get them $2 off. But if you put them in the air fryer and hit the reheat button, it crisps the outside back up even better than when they were fresh. Like they're better. I'll even bring them home same day, like where they haven't even been in the fridge or anything. Like they're still kind of warm, and I still pop them in the air fryer and do the reheat setting on there, and everything gets crisp on the outside, but it stays juicy on the inside.
Here's a question for the masses: is it Kroger or Kroger's?
It's Kroger. Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of people in our area that call it Kroger's.
It's Kroger, and it's Meyer. It's not Myers. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Was it Home Depot's?
No. No. I don't know why people around here, and maybe they do it other places, but people around here, it's like, why is everything have an S added to it? Like, I don't understand that.
TPG said Thunder Boomer in progress. Yeah, you're probably
it's calmed down here.
It might be. It was going that direction ish. I think, like from here, whenever.
Yeah,
which we didn't get real bad weather. We did get some heavy rain there for a little bit.
And some thunder.
Killtronic said it is Lowe's though.
Well, yes, it is Lowe's. It is Lowe's. You got me on that one. But, the sign actually has the big S up there. What I don't understand is the sign that clearly, it's like when you pull into the parking lot, it's got the big sign. It's like, no S. There's no S on there.
Louise said if Mr. Maintenance would look younger if he colored his beard. Yeah, if I shaved my beard, I'd look a lot young. Like I look
that's
not
going to happen.
But yeah, my beard's got a lot of gray in it. My hair doesn't have as much gray in it, which I don't have long.
Your hair is, I've noticed, getting a lot more though.
But I've said it in a live before. My hair's always short because I've got so many what we call cowlicks. I don't know what other people call it in different areas, but they've always been called cowlicks in my area. So if I grow out my hair, it just goes crazy.
The beard is not going anywhere. That will not be allowed as long as I'm alive. And coloring it, like, I don't know.
See you, Jesse.
You just don't seem like the type to mess with all that.
Des Moines is another one. Yeah, is it Des Moines or Des Moines?
It's Des Moines. So you were wrong both times.
You just took off both S's.
Yeah, it's Des Moines.
Well, who's to say?
The people who live in Des Moines.
That's what I'm saying. Is it Louisville or Louisville?
YouTube's interwebs. Color it, sir, and we will be the judge. I just can't even imagine, because it's been so light for so long. I can't even imagine. And if you colored it, it would be way too dark because his natural color almost has a little reddish tint to it.
My beard.
Yeah.
My hair doesn't.
It has a reddish tint to it, and it's such a light brown. I just don't know that you could get the right color. All I'm picturing is like the Just for Men that's like that jet black, and I'm like, well, that's not a good look. You look like you're in the mafia or something. Clint Cole said, Daddy keeps the beard. That's right.
What's really funny about the beard, though, is whenever I used to always just have
you had a goatee.
I had the Fred Durst
we were
look.
Young.
Like I had just his, no mustache goatee, just down
Well,
here.
that was before we started dating.
Yeah. But whenever I started to grow a beard, she's like, no, she didn't like it.
That's true.
Too stubbly and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now, like, you wouldn't let me shave it for nothing if I wanted to.
No, and you did one time years ago. I don't know what in the world got into you. And I had no warning. I hear trimmers, and I'm thinking it's, he's just trimming it up like usual. He walks out looking like a stranger in my house. And I was like, what have you done? I was like, this is not going to work. Like, yeah, and he had to grow it back out, and he has not done it since then.
I grow it big every now and then, like this last.
I don't like that anymore. Yeah, the Duck Dynasty beard, and that was probably the time when that got popular.
I grew it out one time, pretty decent. Like this last time I had it was only like for a month or whatever, and it got.
One time it was like where it got down, like.
But it just gets to where I think I've even got cowlicks in my beard. To be honest with you,
gosh.
Like it just starts going crazy. But the biggest thing for me is I can't stand the thicker mustache and all that getting in my mouth all the time. Like it's what bugs me. It's what makes me have to trim it. because especially eating wings and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like everything is a disaster. Everything you eat.
Yeah, everybody, when Duck Dynasty was really popular, like, I don't know, the 2000s or whatever, everybody was, or around here, people were doing like the massive, like longer beards and thicker beards. But I think that fad is over, and people are this is the look around here. But yeah, it would make you look younger, but it would also make you look like not my
I'm gonna
husband.
check my
So
battery on the phone. I don't know if I can see it or not, but I know it's kind of low. It's probably all right.
Road Rage Jason said, "Gray is earned. Keep it gray."
Yeah, I'm not a person who cares. Like, I'm not so torn up in my.
You're saying you're not vain.
Yeah, I could care less what people.
Well, I can tell you right now, I only have.
But I tell people all the time, it's
two.
like, I'm gonna get old. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much I try to keep from getting old. I'm gonna get old. Like, so eventually
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
be.
you can fight it though.
Eventually I'm gonna
You
be
can fight
wrinkly. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I've got two gray hairs, and both of them come like right out the back right here. And so when I'm looking in the mirror, occasionally if the light hits them, I pull them out. And I will continue to pull them out until it gets to where 2 turns into like 20 or something like that, and then I'll start coloring it. So if that makes me vain, I guess I am. Even though we're grandparents, I'm not ready to be gray-headed grandparents.
So I filmed the Guess the Tray today, and I have been having a horrible time. Like something's happened with that too. The same as the mirroring on this. It's like I had zero problems with the Guess the Trade. Like when I screen record my iPad while I'm going through it, and then I take that screen recording and I cut it into the video of me recording myself talking. But it's like it locks up like the screen recording.
But didn't Apple do some update on your?
I don't know if it's an Apple thing, if it's a whatever thing. I don't know. So then basically I've got to spend forever. And
trying to
like
match it back
this
up.
whole entire video that I filmed today, I had to just basically because I can't come out here and just keep filming it because it doesn't.
Because it messes up again anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I have to take out those spots where it freezes and start just putting in the pictures. And then during the pictures, you can't zoom in and out with it. It's just it makes the way that the editing works on the iPhone. It doesn't let you.
It's been a really big hassle, and it's been taking a long time.
I've got to try to figure out some different way to be able to do it.
I asked him because we were joking about the Milwaukee Pack-Out being a green screen. We actually do own a green screen because one of our sons for Christmas bought him all kinds of stuff like to do videos, and it just happened to come with a green screen. And I told him, I said, is there a way you could do like a green screen where you put the stuff on there like real big behind you, and then you can just point to stuff as you're talking about it, like become a weatherman but with a big oversized tool bag?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're going to have to figure out something else, because he's starting to get really cranky. Like, this has been going on for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. And every time he does the Guess the Trades and he comes in to edit them,
I'm going to try this next time because I keep all of it in my OneDrive folder. I've got a folder just for Guess the Trade pictures in the OneDrive. And basically, I make them available offline and I go through it in my OneDrive. So the next time I do it, I'm going to try taking the pictures out of my OneDrive and just put them on my device, like the iPad itself, and see if maybe it's the OneDrive app that's doing it. I don't know, but it's just something that's happened in the last 3 or 4 episodes of me filming it. I came out here one time and filmed that whole episode like 6 times. And then what I end up doing is I'll take my video of me talking and then I play that while I go back and look at the pictures again and try to recreate me zooming in on the same. So that way I'm not like looking at it again, trying to come up with, because I like to look at them the first time whenever I'm doing it, and I didn't want to come out here and just keep filming it, and I've already seen it.
Well, bottom line, it's been a pain in the butt, and he's going to have to figure out something else because it's just taking way too much time, and then you're getting grumpy, and I don't like grumpy Joey.
So I'm gonna try taking them out of OneDrive and see if maybe it's a OneDrive thing and not an iPhone thing. Man, I don't know what it is. There's something going on with it though.
Beard trimming tool reviews coming soon? ? No.
So I got what's coming soon. I got something that somebody sent me. I'll probably make a video for a subscriber sent me as a gift thing. I've also got a vessel screwdriver that Miss Maintenance already gave out of the which I don't. It's not really something that needs to be
know.
reviewed. It would
I
probably
didn't
go in.
know.
It'd probably go in a tool haul because
See, I think I thought it was in the last tool haul
Yeah.
that you did because I can't keep up with the timing of all of your multiple packages that come in every day.
somebody is sending me a belt. They asked me. I've gotten a lot of requests during the last little bit, but I pretty much have turned down most of them.
He's
but-
going to compare the belt to the Groove belt, which is what he's been using
Yeah,
for well
because-
over a year now,
and I really like 'em.
really likes it. But I said, well,
This
get
one's-
it and
this
compare it to the
this
Groove
one-
belt because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
And maybe people would be interested in it if it's, you know.
And then,
but at least have some integrity if you're going to review a cheap belt.
yeah.
This is a Groove knockoff.
Holstery is sending me some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. I also got a message from Inkerma, which has the dual laser measure that I use all the time. Like, it's probably my favorite one of the bunch of the ones I've tried. It's the one I pretty much have. It's pretty much the laser distance measure. Even though I got a bunch of Bosch ones, it's the ones I use. It's the one I use all the time. They emailed me and asked me about sending me their newer one, so I thought about getting it just to see.
We also talked about doing a live at some point, like one of the ones that I'm in where he's not just talking tools. We talked about doing the first one we did was like Ask Miss Maintenance. We talked about maybe doing like a part 2 of like Q&A or like, you know, get to know the Morgan, stuff like that.
There's something else that the merch thing was something I was going to ask, so we already talked about that.
Phone's down, drink. Clint Cole, she doesn't like grumpy Joey, she likes daddy Joey. Favorite multimeter?
I've only bought Fluke, so even though Tools and Tactics doesn't like them, I'm just kidding. He still likes them. He was just talking about a certain one. Everybody's giving him a bunch of stuff on that.
And for doing a specific job. He was saying don't use it for something specific or whatever.
I have been using the Fluke 324 for a really long time, and it's worked pretty well for me. Like, and then the Fluke I had before that was this one. That's the 77.3. That one doesn't have everything on it, but that thing's still kicking. It's probably, I don't even know how old that thing is. I've had that my whole working career. And then I just recently got the T6 1000 Pro. I really, really like it. It's super nice. I had the T Pro Plus too before. It's pretty good, but again, I've only bought Fluke in my lifetime. Like, I've never even. I think I had a Southwire one time because I bought a Southwire one whenever this was the only Fluke I had, and I needed one that checked capacitance, and this one doesn't do that. So I bought a Southwire one just for that particular reason. And then after a while, I finally found the Fluke 324 on a good deal. Is why I bought it, and I gave the Southwire to a coworker.
Terry Burton said, just realized you mounted the pliers holder in the empty space behind Miss Maintenance.
Yeah, and then
he's been trying to get this workbench organized, and he had it looking pretty good, but then he keeps bringing in new stuff and then filling it back up.
I just started putting the pliers in. You might be blocking it, I don't know, but I put it in with the handles down with just one handle in them, and then it doesn't really matter what size they are. Like, I talked about how the 7 1/4 Cobras fall through because they're too small for that, but since I'm just got it like that, I'm just putting them in like that, and that way I can still see it anyway. So
Charles T said it's been 2 hours and he's got stuff to do, so bye.
We'll see you.
Your phone, I moved it over there. No. Abraham Perez said, I'm back.
I'm back, baby.
Is an elephant heavy? I'm coming back, baby. Love the workbench. Yeah, it has been 2 hours. I got stuff to do too. It's called get in the bed before long.
Have you tried the Mega Pro Defender? No. That one's a ratchet and screwdriver, I think. I don't buy a lot of ratchet and screwdrivers. I know a lot of people love them, but I never use it. Like, very rarely that I use the ratcheting function. A lot of people really like that Mega Pro, though. I mean, there's a lot of people that I've seen videos for that act like they like it quite a bit.
Are all electricians allergic to brooms? That's a pretty funny, like, there's some funny videos that go around about
Well,
electricians on job sites. And
that's like Klein coming out with that. They've actually got a dustpan with Klein logo on it. It's a silver color, and everybody thought that's kind of funny.
Abraham Perez said, I am an electrician, can confirm most electricians were raised wrong. Geez, they drop everything on the floor. Got to be like a ninja. Only trace of your presence should be a light that works.
I got to put my phone down so they got a drink.
Elliot, sick with COVID. I'm pretty miserable. Yeah, I've heard around. COVID and flu this time around, whatever strain of all that stuff's going around, people have been pretty sick with. Years ago, back when COVID was new and I had it, I was one of those asymptomatic people that didn't feel bad when I had it, but I've been hearing people feeling pretty bad with it right now.
If I ever had it, I didn't know it. Because I didn't.
Well, the only reason that I knew I had it, I didn't have any symptoms, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, which I guess are symptoms now that I think about it.
Yeah, say what you was going to say. I didn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't feel bad. I did, I guess, have symptoms because all of a sudden one day I could not taste or smell anything, and that lasted for I'd say almost a week. But that was all I had. I never felt sick at all.
Arma said, "Go Eagles! See you next week. See you, buddy." Yeah, I only go to the doctor if I cut my hand off, and I haven't done that yet, so I haven't went to the doctor. So
yeah, that's true.
I think I did get sick during COVID, but I never went to the doctor about it or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
if I'm just sick, I don't go to the doctor.
I figure we all had it once or twice.
I never took a test. Never took a nothing. So if I had it, I don't know.
Well, don't be talking about the C word on here. You'll get canceled.
Well, I guess we better get off here. You got to get in there and pick up my shoes. Make yourself useful.
I didn't have to pick his shoes up, but when he came home today, I did have to just nudge him about that much extra.
I do that
underneath that little spot.
She always loves it if I take the drawers and I just leave the drawers out just like this right here.
Y'all, we're gonna need a marriage counselor if y'all get me. Yeah, he leaves the drawer. I said, how is it that someone with the strength that you have can't shut a drawer all the way? They're just about that much, like that much.
If I'm gonna open it the next day, why don't I want to open it all the way?
But the shoes were just about this much out of their designated space, and so when I walked by them to do your laundry, when I walked past them, I just gave them a little kick and pushed them under where they were supposed to be. But it's progress because they used to be laying right in the middle of the floor where I would need to be standing to fold the laundry. So it's a win.
Mr. Maintenance got to be 6'4". No, I'm only 6 foot.
I'm just so short that I probably make you look taller. Just like you only look old because I look so young.
Bye, Mrs. Maintenance, and bye, Daddy. Clint Cole Contreras said, thanks, Mr. and Mrs. Maintenance. Great live, always enjoyable. Have a great night, all.
Abraham Perez said his girlfriend couldn't smell and couldn't taste bacon. Can you even imagine? Yeah, I can imagine because it happened to me and it was awful. You don't realize how much you need to be able to like taste stuff to eat, because otherwise it's like you're eating a piece of cardboard. I mean, it was awful. Like, honestly, by day 3, I was like falling into a depression, and I'm not even a big foodie or anything, but I was like, this is terrible. This is so bad. And then our youngest son, when he had it, it lasted like 2 weeks for him, and he was the same way. He was like, I'm fully depressed. Like, I have got to start tasting food again.
Killtronic said, have a little Debbie cake. I'm going to go to the dollar store and get me a peanut butter
Well,
cream
what
pie.
I told myself during the time I couldn't like taste anything was like, oh, well, since I can't taste anything, I guess there's no need in eating like unhealthy food. This will be good. I was trying to, put a positive spin on it. So I was like, well, I'll just eat healthy food only. But that didn't really work either.
Ted Cooks in here said he likes the sign in the background. Ted, did you hold the flashlight for your dad?
I think several people have said that they relate to that and that they never did it correctly. That seems to be the common theme, is that everybody did it and they just never did it correctly. So when is the next live? Will you do one Saturday?
But didn't it teach you character though? Your dad was really helping you out whenever he got on to you about not holding the flashlight right.
Or he was being grumpy Joey.
Yeah.
The next live, if you do one Saturday before Guess the Trades, I don't know if I've got a job for you this Saturday or not.
Yeah. I've been trying to come out on Thursday nights. It all really just depends. There's sometimes where that's been the typical time, but I don't really have like a set time. And then I have occasionally come out on Saturday mornings just because, like, on any night, of course, it's weeknights is the only time I'd be able to do one because I'm working during the day. But I try every now and then. I do it on Saturday early before the Guess the Trade, just because there's a lot of people like over in the UK and stuff that watch the channel too. And
this is not
right
a good
now
time for them.
Middle of the night for them. So sometimes it just depends on what my Saturdays are like, though. Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes he works on that honey-do list.
Sometimes I have to go around and pick up all my shoes and shut drawers all day. Apparently.
It's an all-day job.
But we're going to go ahead and get off here. Go inside and get, I guess I was going to say go to bed, but they might take that. I'm going here and dirty up some knee pads or do something.
Don't bring out the knee pads. Yeah,
I've got to go around the phone and hit the X button now because, again, even though YouTube swears, it's always been this way. I've got to use the other side.
They've really messed up our whole system of how we do things. So, what is it? Stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next one. Something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all later.